Alrighty then, gamers. We're almost fashionably late, aka behind in schedule, so let's get the pleasantries out fast so we get to watch some games. Welcome aboard. It is Sunday, nearing around 5 p.m. CET, so we're just about ready to rumble and tumble here in a minute. It is a bounty hunter's time indeed. We are playing show matches in this funny little game, Guilty Gear Strive, and the format is first to 7 wins. The fights tonight are, of course, crafted with skill-based matchmaking in mind, so that every bout is as exciting as possible. I'm your usual host, TayKay, and now let's see quickly what's gonna happen tonight. So some of the keywords for tonight are, we have half of our matchups tonight consisting of happy chaos, so a lot of bang bang gameplay. Almost half of our participants tonight are Finnish. We did back in the day start with, you know, Finnish Exert FT7 sets after all, so I think the Finnish Guilty Gear community has always felt relatively close to the FT7 show match format through, I guess, like the many iterations that we've had of this event. So yeah, it's something. We have one of our longest distance connection on the menu as well tonight, able to fit one more American player in the roster. And I think the, let's see, yeah, I think the sole player making their debut tonight, it's going to be TayKay in the number 4 slot against one of our Finnish Faust players in the form of Fari. Otherwise, I think mostly the roster is familiar faces. No, we do have Firu as well, or Firu? I think Firu. Axel player in the slot number 2. In an interesting matchup, Bedman versus Axel. Looking forward to that. A lot of the matches are fairly interesting, and many of them have that contradictory kind of setting where you have, well, I guess for the merit that we do have a lot of happy chaos players tonight. It's the long distance character versus, I guess, the character who wants to get in, because like you don't really want to let happy chaos run rampant too much. Okay, but first we're gonna start out with tonight is gonna be Slityn versus Simppi, and definitely one of those contradictory kind of character archetype setups. What be this card? Let me pull out the right one right here. We also signal players that it is good to go whenever they are ready. Okay, so Happy Chaos Abba. Abba, of course, has some unique kind of mobility problems, which is definitely going to play a part here. From the Happy Chaos versus Abba matches we've watched before, it gets extremely difficult if you run out of your unique resource for Abba, which is the jelly. It's really hard to interact with Happy Chaos with the slow movement speed that you have. Often enough, if you screw up the resource management, it could put you in full screen, unable to do anything but try to parry in order to try to get that resource back as desperately as possible. But even if you have the jelly, it doesn't necessarily mean that you get to just start out your pressure like that. In fact, getting hit while you have your jelly mode on is almost as bad as getting stuck full screen with no resources whatsoever. So the other player will have to be really careful how they approach Happy Chaos player here. And I guess the higher the skill level of the match, I guess the more difficult it does get for ABBA players. Started with the classic 2S right from the get-go. A little knockdown, and these little knockdowns are super important for Happy Chaos because just like ABBA, you are a heavy resource management character, so technically making mistakes doesn't necessarily happen as easily for Happy Chaos, but the mistakes that you can make can be almost as profound as with ABBA. And speaking of those mistakes, swinging the miss on the wild Rekka, but now Simppi is gonna be out of resources and also out of that ever so important resource life bar that you're generally expending a little bit at least in order to try to get in on Happy Chaos. Speaking of getting in with that dropkick counter hit, in previous matches we got a missed the one shot there, but now just barely latches a couple of pixels away before Simppi might have actually reached. The pop is gonna happen here, so let's see. Slityn actually pulls out the gun but doesn't get the shot up. Reversal super, this will put you in the mode. And Simppi has a couple of seconds here, goes for the shimmy, no reaction from Happy Chaos side. Just a quick little jump out, air dash out of the corner. But this normal mode is fairly strong in pressure. You can produce a lot of blast frames, especially with that key grab. You know, the Kara key grab. I mean, even without the Kara key grab, you can stick onto your opponent if they don't use FD that much, but I guess generally the biggest problem is that even a little bit of FD will push you out quite badly if you are in your normal mode. The interception there with the air buttons, misses a jump, or sorry, 2S, no worries, opponent does not react. We still have pressure, cash out. This will end the mode, but Simppi, to begin with, didn't really have that much gas in the tank anyway, so not the biggest loss here. And with the hard knockdown, we can get close and try to build that jelly back on. So every one of these hits does build a little bit of that jealousy gauge, as you can see in the bottom right corner, slowly stacking up. But what you really want is those hits. With either key grab, you want to connect with key grab or the Renexuz. Oh no! Got the install off, but the gunshot at the same time. And the second one, you absolutely have to spend the burst here. The pop does happen. We still have a little bit of life left to spend here for Simppi, trying to chase with that far slash. The opponent just a little bit too far away, but also the long-reaching leg of our little homunculus here. Simppi finds the 2K, one of the better 2Ks in this game for sure, sort of compensating for how difficult it is to move on this character. You do have some really nice buttons in this like close to mid-range-ish kind of situation. No punish on the Rekka, so that's gonna be fairly large for Simppi, able to maintain the pressure. Although, here we go with the curse. We're on the roll. Using burst at mid-range does get a decent amount of value. Will I be able to get in on the opponent with that burst? But ultimately, ending up at this empty tank kind of situation. Next. Ooh, the wild gunshot here. The reticle actually latching as Slityn was hovering over Simppi. The wall break, resources coming in as well. Chooses to go in, finds the shot, and immediately pull out the gun as long as the opponent is in block stun or hit stun, as we have here. Ooh, a little bit of a hop kick over 2D kind of action at the round start here. Yeah, the hop kick from ABBA, even though it's not the most rewarding anymore, you know, it can low crash and it can get you in and allow you to start RPS, so it is a very important tool in your neutral kit. Gunshot latches though, keeper of the key, this is big! Can't block here because your gun is out, so full hard knockdown into some mix-ups. Slityn finds the shot. Ooh, but wasn't quite able to transition into pressure. Now very little time on the clock. 6 heavy into overhead. Good block here on Slityn's side. Able to RC into pop, so that allows you to continue your pressure. Okay, we are past that 25% threshold, but we would, in an optimal world, love a little bit more before we activate. Remember, the full bar is... Oh my god, the whiff punish here with the super! Ah, but that's too far away. That actually doesn't activate for Simppi. Oh, look at the cross-up, look at the box here. That was dirty. Those, I mean, honestly, those jealousy normals are supposed to be good. It's you work for it. If you got there, especially in this matchup, it's okay that they're kind of on the pretty beefy side, so to speak. Couple of whiffs. Finally, Slityn finds the shot, or rather the normal. Once again, Slityn manages to escape the corner, but this time it is not for free. Simppi was ready to intercept there on the landing. Corner still, we got the hit, no problems, we are flowing. Bullets looking good as well. Resetting into scapegoat and more pressure. Can we block? Yes, indeed, and that should be a simple little punish for Slityn, evening it out. 1-1. Like, no matter which way this matchup swings, it tends to be like very explosive once one of the characters gets into their victory condition. Actually, the only sort of exception to that is if you do actually pop at full screen on Abba and the Happy Chaos player wants to play really safe. But generally, okay, popping the meds here, able to escape the drift forward blue RC as well. That's basically all of Simppi's resources for now. We only have the blue Wild Assault, which we definitely could use once you connect on block. That can guarantee you get your install off, but you generally want to have Jealousy on top of that as well, so that you can actually activate the mode. Ooh, good situational anti-air there with a close slash. Instead of going for the 2S, oh, but the gunshot, oh, basically like successes and failures on both players' side there. Was able to get the gunshot off on the install, but then ran out of resources. And now Simppi with more pressure. Hop kick into fully charged 5D as an anti-air hit. Immediately into the activation. Hopping here, soft reset into downside. We still have around 2 seconds. This throw, though, will spend all of that time. 2K pressure. However, the opponent ready to press 2K as well. That's kind of like a tough situation to start your stagger pressure 2K when the opponent can see that you are doing that 2K. And can confirm that it is potentially the start of a stagger pressure situation. Then press one of your fastest buttons. If they don't go into something like 2K 2D there, they're not gonna do much. Finding a gunshot here. Will be popping in a second. Ooh, maybe the pop doesn't even happen here. Simppi could burst, but the pop animation immediately happening afterwards. And now a couple of shots in the barrel is gonna be enough. Basically everything was against Simppi in that kind of situation. All the resources were gone and the opponent basically full on health. Nice jump slash interception, put into the corner from that counter hit. Ooh, a little too early there for the throw. So now Simppi's time to strike back. Again, good block on the overhead. You probably want to stand a little bit more against Abba than the crouch, even though her low mix-ups are pretty strong starters as well. That too heavy, which is a multi-hitter, by the way. Yo, we're mashing with the hop kick. That worked out, but quite able to transition into offense, and we are still out of jelly as well. Far slash top. I mean, we had some accidental anti-airs on Simppi's side earlier, so you know, fairness dictates that we got some out for Slityn as well. So all of these hop kick enders or drop kick enders are minus for Abba. In fact, -2, and even if you have that 4-frame 2P, this patch, as long as you're... Oh, okay, we got an anti-air there with the downside. 2 more seconds left. Can we find a hit? The forced pop will happen, but I think Simppi ended up with frame advantage there, so can keep it up and potentially threatening a kill here. Probably not a kill at this guts level, but we have around 7 seconds of jelly ready to go. We're just swinging for the fences, huh? Lots of burst advantage here, and that burst is very, very important against resource management characters like Abba, like Nagoriyuki, who eventually run out of their resource. They got UP mash out, drifting into a throw. This could be a start of an install. I wonder the 5P. The install is in P button, so that must have been a misinput there on Simppi's side. And now you're gonna have to work for that install. Even if you install here full screen, Pikazo usually wants to do exactly this. Just bang bang from across the city. In fact, the funny little, beautiful little cityscape on the background. There's just no way for Simppi in, is there? Why is he immediately, as soon as Simppi touched Slityn with that threat of the install? Why is he? Get off me. Don't even get started with this one. Don't even give a chance to the opponent. Jump 2K, touching Simppi out of the sky. And again, such a good normal. Will be able to extend the combo long enough so that the block pop happens here. Throw is the starter. Going into the little frame kill, jump K. They do say fairly often from Happy Chaos players, any shot will do here. Oh no! Although Slityn is already in the bust state. No. Again, as they say, one shot. Take it. Oh, and we're definitely taking it. How much jelly was there? A little bit, so this won't kill Slityn. But we'll get a hard knockdown, potentially one hit away from killing. If you get a good counter hit in normal mode, burst had to happen here, but trying to desperately drag the gi behind them. It is still slow, extremely slow kind of stride. Simppi unfortunately won't be able to get there in time. I think another disconnection potentially inbound here. Let's see if we can recover from this. What would a week of bounty hunters be without a little bit of strive earth mixed in there? Right, looks like players have noticed, so we're gonna sandbag out of there so that we don't lose any match footage. Lucky. And after the first game, Slityn looking like he has found the stride. He has found the tools to keep the ABBA player away. It's extremely difficult to dodge that curse ball. I mean, just like instant air dashing over would be nice, but you don't really have any sort of momentum when you take air on ABBA, as long as your install is not on. So it's really hard to dodge that curse, and then if the curse is applied, it's basically a guaranteed deal. Almost like a guaranteed deal that taking the steady aim shot stance will be able to latch, and there's just kind of no way about it. You have to take the shot, you have to take the shot pressure, and then hope that you're gonna find some sort of interaction eventually. Okay, hop back to rematch room. I'm actually kind of interested to check out if, because I know we've had a couple of this particular matchup on Bounty Hunters already, and I'm almost certain that it's always gone in the favor of Happy Chaos so far. Let's see if Simppi can change the destiny of this character pairing and do the unthinkable. Dash across the screen with a little bit of frame advantage and get things started. Ooh, the overhead unfortunately does not reach. Hop kick into the minus frame situation, but again, we have good buttons. Even if it's minus for ABBA player, doesn't necessarily mean that your pressure is over. Missing with a 6 heavy, that is the opening for Slityn. Blood pop bound to happen here in the next screen. How do you actually go about this? So you can probably run at your opponent and push them towards the corner quite a bit. Just to go with the jump. Cross-up picks up instead. I wonder if that was sort of a tailored for the situation when you actually do manage to make up a pop on the stage shift, because you have a little bit of extra frame advantage there. I think, how much is it? It's like 10 frames of extra as the ABBA player gets up. Ooh, this time the curse was missed. So that means the reticle does follow you a little slower. Miss on the downside eventually. No problem. Are we gonna install, or we're just bouncing forward trying to go for an air throw? Unfortunately, the jump slash preventing it going active. Finding another shot. And again, curse is on. Deus Ex Machina, this could be close enough to the corner. I think so. No, never mind. Just a couple of pixels there. Keeper of the Key in normal mode. That does not give too much frame advantage, so Slityn can continue their strive. Oh, but stealing the corner here. Big plays from Simppi. This is actually huge. Now, these consequences will carry over to the last round here. Potentially not allowing Slityn to get any burst resources up here, depending on what happens. Some sort of chain of wall breaks will have to happen in order to build enough burst to get to that blue burst position. Oh, finally finding the overhead. Slityn has been super good at defending against those so far. But I mean, Urban Myth says that you can just react, but I wonder. And this cash out should be enough at the very end of your life bar. Simppi does not let Slityn run away with that lead. Everything, the momentum started hugely shifting after that massive burst bait that Simppi did on the round number at the end of the round number 2. I guess big plays like that. Ooh, nice close slash anti-air there. Big plays like that are probably what you need on characters like this. Look at the hitbox, size of Fanta, if I bring an analogy from Finnish towns here. Ooh, the jump D actually gets low profiled by the DLC 2K. We got the throw and into the setup again. Oh my goodness, how many bounces and hops are there? Simply working with a little bit of meter. Able to RC here into 2 and 5 seconds of install. Deus Ex Machina. I think Simppi did press a button here. Never mind, did not. But no punish either on that aerial situation. Safe pop into... That was kinda sexy, I'm not gonna lie. Uninstalling while opponent is juggled, picking up again, and then installing again. And that's gonna be a round. Hugely nice routing there for Simppi. I mean, part of that is probably, you know, as we said, situational and kinda up to luck. The reticle in this situation, though, for Slityn, going all over the place, not landing anywhere near Simppi. That is the risk that you take if you do take your gun out without first landing normals. Overhead is good, pops in front of Slityn. And now going with 2 extra seconds to spend here on the last screen. Ooh, going for the jumpy, backwards momentum. As good of a defense against air intercepting opponents that you can get. Picking up the combo, bullets looks good as well. Ooh, this is the reason on the curse ball. Able to apply in the following situation though. Now intercepting whatever that was. I think that was a attempt on a command dash on Simppi's side. But that time Slityn was going low. One of the only weaknesses of that move. I mean, I guess the move has a lot of weaknesses overall, but that would be one of the hard counters. Finds a steady shot. See, that way steady aim and the hip shot are very different in how they latch and how much they spend resources. Steady aim has way better, I think time to actually latch. I mean, technically the reticle rules are still the same though. Ooh, dropping the combo here. This is point blank Deus Ex. Can this be punished? Yes, indeed. Usually we call that super fairly unpunishable as it's used from full screen, but in that rare kind of situation, Simppi able to get in there. Ooh, we are popped here. Oh, but Simppi missing the finishing touch. We still have a couple of seconds left in the clock. Accidental side swap. Oh my god, there's so much spaghetti. The 5P here for Simppi, not quite reaching the target. Look at the hit points on Slityn. There was a lot of fumbling there, back and forth, but maybe definitely for the viewers' enjoyment, the going can get kind of, what's a good word here? Kind of jittery as you're nearing towards the finale of a game, and you're like, oh shit. If I make one more mistake, it's over. And then, of course, you're gonna make mistakes because you're sweating and your hands are, you know, mom spaghetti and all that, whatever they said. Oh, the two heavy engine hit there on the airborne Slityn. Save pop into activation. Perfect. Even though the resource situation didn't look too, you know, didn't look too great here, Simppi able to make the best of it. What was that hitbox? The close slash again! Catching from behind of all things. I mean, he has a little bit of verticality, but horizontality to the completely wrong direction. We take that though. Immediate super? Yeah, but Slityn didn't commit to the 2D this time. It's the RPS that you... Oh wait, I wonder if Happy Chaos's 2K 2D is gapless or with a gap. Ooh. Oh no! With the stagger string, able to get a couple of hits in, but that's not quite enough in the initial exchange. Able to still secure it though. Fighting for another really important round here. Simppi would be down 3 games here if he loses. Ooh, nice neutral jump. Letting Slityn just pass over into the backseat of the car. A little bit too close there. I think if the drop kick lands point blank of you, he is -2, so that is throw punish territory. That can especially happen on IBs. Waking up with a back throw, RC into activation. Okay, good. The corner does not break, so we can keep this extremely nice position here. And Wall has been able to recover some health as well. Hits the reversal cash out, so this will put Simppi in burnout. Can we get their opponent full screen? Oh, it's a very strategically losing distance against Happy Chaos. 2K 2D able to get the burst, good timing as well, putting Simppi towards the corner. But then the returning shot, or should we say a swing from Simppi. At this time, the accidental close slashes don't seem to be hitting, but then 2K 2D on landing. So many different kinds of anti-airs, and Simppi putting on the table a lot of those aforementioned options. Working the back dash shimmy. Once again, no response for Slityn. Going for the throw, instead of going for the shimmy, just taking the throw as Abba here, or rather not taking but inflicting the throw, is also a pretty decent kind of deal in this patch, because it no longer, sort of during the throw animation, you no longer keep on losing jelly. So your resource situation is kind of snapshotted in that very moment and allows you to keep as much as you had on the time of activation. Good 6B, prompting immediate burst from Slityn. But Simppi as well, with a really nice position here. Burst into the corner, able to hammer down with the downside. Finds an overhead. We convert, of course, as we do. 5 seconds of jealousy rage gauge. This is looking pretty good. Simppi with the full life bar as well. Unless you get back thrown here, it should be sort of smooth sailing. Yeah, because Slityn didn't even have that 50 meter there. Got it at the very tail end of the round. Basically was completely dry and had to defend organically. There's the deflect shield. Trade in Simppi's favor. I think shot ends up missing. You take the 1 out of 3 chance. Sometimes you miss. In fact, more often than not, you are gonna miss. And to remedy that on Happy Chaos' side, you of course, well, you want to apply the curse, but that's not necessarily enough. You also would like to keep the opponent in block stun or hit stun, so that you can guarantee that Reticle will always spawn there. Simppi is down in life, so we can't play defensive forever. Full screen, burst activation. Ooh, what's gonna happen here? We don't have the resources to do super. Or I think already committed to a button. Simppi could have maybe FD broken out of the dash and then taken another punish against the almost point-blank Deus Ex Machina. But in the heat of the moment, it's sometimes hard to make all the right decisions. Cool self-corner here, 2S is a little bit late, ends up whiffing on the air-dashing Slityn. YRC, give me frames. Oh, this will break, and this will also put Slityn in 10 seconds. Unadulterated butchering. A burst has to come out. Here it is. Can we waste time? Slityn's MO here is to absolutely spend all of that remaining time. Keeper of the key is good though, catches the backdash, and that's gonna be the snipe. Simppi evens it up with some good plays here. Slowly resolving the mid game. The players, oh, that kind of looked like it was Simppi was trying to go for a burst bait here, but didn't quite put the block on the burst. Oh, that's a counter hit, all right. 6 heavy. What can we do? I mean, not quite as good as close slash, but we definitely take it. Activation here. 50 in the tank. In fact, almost 75. Prospects looking good for Simppi. But the interception from the sky again. This close range soft knockdown that Slityn has been like accidentally scoring and then trying to push. Simppi has been really active and really fast, recognizing that and going into the reversal super immediately. Starting with the 6P on that high-profile far slash I think I saw from Slityn. Now put them down, deal the damage. Ooh, a little bit of a bait action there. Bait action shotgun, if you will, 5D, but we don't have the resources to convert that. Pop will happen, but there's pretty much nothing to do but the block here anyway against the impending jump slash from TayKay. Through the wall, about to build some resources, while Simppi is missing the most crucial one of them, which is the jealousy. Yeah, unlike Nagoriyuki, it does not come back over time. Unlike the concentration from Happy Chaos is as well. It does not come back over time. It requires interactions. I think this catches, yeah? Deletes the ball, but it's so far away. At full screen situation, you can try to go for the key drag a couple of times, but even then, you just can't quite get there. Popping the ADHD medication, and that means we're banging all the way till the end of the round. Listen, with the air buttons, those air buttons in normal mode are definitely nothing to write home about, as you could see there on Simppi's forward jump slash, I think that is. Or is that jump heavy? All of them are pretty pitiful. Of course, the status quo definitely changes, like rather completely changes when you go into your install. Close range pressure, able to get an interruption in there. Slityn definitely has the resources though. Only 2 seconds to catch. Does catch in the end. YRC, pop full screen. Trying to intercept here, Slityn, but gets pushed back into the corner. Now we have the activation threshold available. Yep, you would mash 2B. Mash your 5-framer, that is a very difficult situation for Abba to interact with. If you, if Abba were to press any buttons, oh, hold that thought. Perfect timing here. Delaying the 2S just enough so that the deflect shield whiffs. And that is a wrap here, putting Simppi on an advantageous position, 1 game up. What a seesaw. Started with the win. Slityn took the lead for a very long time. But from a 3-1 situation, Simppi has been able to stabilize back into 5-4. And still, developments left for sure in this set. Got the full screen burst into activation. Yeah, we are definitely getting value with that. Let's see if the sequencing pays off. Not quite. By BP, the most important thing is to not mash throw there if the ABBA player pops in front of you, because that is completely throw invulnerable. You can start your pressure though during the 10-frame window that they are forced into the pop animation. Ooh, tried to reach for the throw, but Slityn went for the cross-up this time. Right, 2 more seconds. YRC, yeah, good usage of resources. Starting with a close slash. Oh, but the FD pushing Slityn too far away. Or maybe try to cash out on that +1 that you get from close slash. But Simppi had none of that. But if there is something that Abba is good at, it is mashing at close range distance. You have one of the best 4-framers in the game on the 2P, and then one of the furthest reaching 2Ks in the game. Oh, just get in there. Burst comes online, the shot misses. Simppi in a really good position to make big plays here. Can we activate? A little bit too far. I think going for the installing super there, or the reversal super, would have probably been a mistake as well, because there was so much distance between the two. Punish opportunity passes by on the Renexuz, and now Simppi needs one more touch. Anything is good. Slityn only has deflect shield, if even that. 2 games up. Could it be the first ABBA victory against Happy Chaos on Bounty Hunters? It is looking so far so good. I got into a really good position here, applying. Oh no, this time the gun stance doesn't go out, but we can still save it with the use of Blue Burst. Again, that Blue Burst has been an MVP in many of these rounds, dragging it real hard, but you can only drag it so much if you're not seeing red on Abba's side. Interception into, ooh, again the Abare pays off for Simppi. We don't have a lot of gas in the tank though. The inevitable pop is gonna happen. Can we get an anti-air? No sir. And Slityn capitalizes, drops the combo. Oh no, takes out the gun. That means you are free target for this reversal super. Blue RC slowing down the time, seeing what Simppi was up to. Close slash starts the pressure. Good stick throw from one little gunshot. Gently tap them on the knees from point blank distance and grab them by the collar. But let's see who's gonna be grabbed and by whom. Close slash, big counter hit, Simppi knows, and the position is really good for that aggressive burst as well. Put them in the corner. This is gonna completely whiff, though it doesn't matter. It is active as hell, and since we are in activation mode, produces a shit ton of plus frames as well. Able to cash out on nice key drag under. That is quite low profile, and Simppi scores a first attempt to end the set here. Starting with the 2S classics. I think Simppi went for a 6P again, expecting a high profile poke, but we went low. And now Slityn will have to try to shove Simppi down a really low hole here in order to keep playing this set. Disengaging from the situation, trying to go for an air dash. Simppi ready with the 6P. As per usual, Simppi has been pretty vigilant with the anti-airs. As you definitely should be on this character. Oh, tries to dash very, very deep in there. That kind of looked like a throw attempt. Big starter. Gonna be big pop as well. Faking with the far slash again. I'm not sure if Simppi is doing that on purpose, but it is definitely working out. It does push you like forward, using it as like almost like a frame kill of sorts. But I mean, it doesn't really, because you're frame killing the jump, right? So it's not, I guess not really by definition a frame kill, but bait would suffice, I suppose. Slityn on 5 though. We need 2 to steal this set back again and again. The set has changed hands quite a bit here and there. 2 seconds, can we get in there? The gunshot once again whiffs. That's the one time when you have to really be careful with your gunshots and trying to, you know, find a steady reticle. I actually slapped my head on the microphone there. So excited. So excited for the conclusion of this set that I'm gonna shove this microphone up my mouth. We'll get a stray shot here, landing Simppi, and most importantly, still in the activation mode, which will cause a blood pop here. Good back jump, jumpy again, defending the airspace, but Simppi managed to break out of there. Yeah, the blue RC is super powerful there. Finally taking the bait, and good timing there, punishing between. This should be a wrap. Yeah, okay. So Simppi has been able to get away with that, immediate reversal super so many times already. Not this time though. Slityn has learned. I think after like a three successful reversal supers, this is exactly the time when you want to start bringing in the final adjustments, as we are nearing that 7 wins threshold. Simppi pressuring here, missing with the 6P. It's okay, we're still in there. Too heavy also, moving you forward just a little. Whips the throw, that's a big abyssal whip. Drop here from Slityn's side as well, no worries, we are still flowing. 100 in the tank, goes for a... That was a reversal key grab? That's definitely a sequence that requires huge size on your cojones. But unfortunately, it does not pay off for Simppi. And so we go 6-6. Last ride of the Valkyries. Are we gonna ride? Are we gonna die? What are we gonna do? Followed by, oh, again, Simppi just dashing in. This is the best thing that you can do against Happy Chaos. Move forward as fast as possible with the speed of light. Maybe even skip to the other side, steal the corner, get the cross up. Good block on the overhead on the Slityn side. Pressure is not over, but if you can maintain for 1 more second, the last hit. Oh no, Slityn was almost there. Slityn could see it, could see the pop, but the last, literally last hit before the pop goes online takes the hit, and Simppi, with the normal mode, inches himself forward and takes the round. Set point once again. Good position for Slityn though. They got the bam bam shots. Opponent going bust, bang bang. I bust the gun again, bang bang. Let them pop, cursing, and then bang bang, you know the deal. We maybe go bust on the concentration, no worries, we're popping the meds, and then some more bang bang. This is the absolute last one. Both players, a decent amount of resources on the burst gauge. Blue burst should be achievable for both. We haven't really seen any wild assaults in this set, so... Oh, dude, chaining 2 concentrations together! Simppi does not sleep! Sees the risky maneuver here. A finish shimmy, neutral jump into a counter hit. Slityn still has the burst ready to go, but so does Simppi. How are we gonna use those resources? Another straight close slash anti-air. This should catch, making the curse ball disappear as well. And the plus frames nullified by the wires. He goes for the reversal super. Is that enough? No, it's not. Slityn still activation into a huge jump in. Simppi does still save it. Just in the nick of time, it looked like Slityn was all right. I'm going for it. I'm going for it. I can see it. I can take it. I cannot take it after all. What a seesaw. And the first APA victory against Happy Chaos on Bounty Hunters. Maybe? Between you and me, chat, I'm sort of pulling that data out of my ass, but if memory serves correctly, this should be the one. This should be the one when Team APA actually got the W. Alright, we took it home, I guess. What a match. What a match to start Bounty Hunters. This is gonna be a good evening, right? All right, next up, introducing the second player making their debut tonight, in addition to TayKay later this evening. It's gonna be Firu? I think Fire. I think that's it. At least that's what I tell myself, so that I can sleep at night when I mispronounce my participants' names. Right, interesting matchup here. Pikazo playing Bedman against an Axel. Don't really see this very often either. And one really unique kind of advantage that you have on Axel's side here is What Batman usually likes to do is sort of stay in the hovering state outside of the reach of many characters, you know, tools. But Axel can access very rare kind of angles, making it actually possible for you to potentially snipe a Batman out of the sky. So playing your air game perfectly, playing your air game with exactly that in mind for the Batman side is going to be super important here. Might even have to, you know, stay at an extremely long distance and utilize some of those spikes on Batman's side. If the opponent has massively reaching normals, then, you know, rely on the tool that has even more range, which is the fireball. And the fireball isn't too shabby of a tool either, because after you fire the spike, you get the arrow rolling, and then you can unleash the laser, which in turn is kind of hard to deal with for Axel, because like you're not used to getting blasted really fast at full screen. A lot of projectiles in Guilty Gear have sort of a little bit of travel time so that you can avoid them, but I think the lightning bolts from Batman are much faster than average bullets. Yeah, they're like technically like immediate. The travel time is like a couple of milliseconds or something. Start queuing up a couple of tornadoes. Of course, the red one is, as far as I know, plus on block if you can charge it. The gray one, not so much though. And here comes Pikazo, straight into the malfunction, which does procure you plus frames and that ever so important burst error. And the whole sort of pressure kit of Batman's revolves around managing that error state. Good mash there on the malfunction. I think that was, if you were point blank, the malfunction would frame trap you, right? But if you get into that sort of like really far distance, then the activation time of the move will increase drastically. Because there's a little bit of travel time, right? Setting the red tornado for plus frames, pushing the opponent back. Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking that is gonna happen. Take like a back jump into like the top, like exactly this situation. Like what do we even call that? Like the high right corner of the screen where even Axel can reach very easily. Yeah, that's where your home is on Batman. Able to fire the first projectile from there, and even maybe waste some time hanging in there as Axel is trying to poke you on the ground. Wasting time is, of course, always very useful if you have the arrow rolling on the Batman side. Looking for one more hit. Stop finds a 6P! Both players in there. Oh no! The bomb was gonna explode, right? But just in the nick of time, Firu getting a 5P off and preventing the bomb connecting. What a nail-biter. Alright, starting with the rainwater. Back off out of the situation. Print plus frames. You know the vibes. Ooh, which side was that? I'm not sure if that was a left or a right, but we sure got the corner for it. Able to charge the red one. Ooh, is that I'm not sure if the red tornado is a particularly good combo starter, but a definitive maybe. Oh, the vacuum doesn't quite vacuum Pikazo back into it, and from the backside it does not have a hitbox. Here comes the bomb, this time able to connect it with the opponent. 5B though. He'll go to mashes from the, not really from close range, but from far to mid-range, especially working as a super fast anti-air. However, look at this angle from Pikazo, making the 5P whip, and then, ooh, the laser fast landing into a throw. It's kind of a unique touch that Batman has been always able to bring to the table. You walk so fast that if you're anywhere close to the opponent, you don't have to waste time trying to dash. In fact, you can't dash on this character. This character does not have a grounded dash. But he's or its normal movement is relatively fast, so just walking forward gets you into a throw threatened position super fast. Alright, wanting to keep the pressure alive after Snail. Ooh, and finds another Snail here. Generally considered a, you know, unchallengeable frame trap tool, but also puts Axel into a very bad frame situation, depending on sort of the spacing there at the end of the string. Could be good or could be bad, or could be okay or could be super bad. Let's put it like that for Axel. There we go with the 6K. 6K was one of the buttons that I was talking about, having that unique range and angle for catching the opponent in like an upward 45-degree angle of sorts, if you will. Yep, just like that. Just like that! We found it! We found the tool! Just like that! And now Firu working with the corner combo. Still going. OTG. Looking for one more hit, but the multi-hitting jump heavy. Hitting just right for Pikazo, and now we are in there! The blue burst probably does not come back, and Pikazo starts up the engines as well.
Duel 1. Let's rock.
Ooh, too heavy into nothing. So there's a lot of, or a little bit of RPS there for what the too heavy is going to be cancelled into. Ooh, that was very far range. White Wild Assault. Probably attempting to go past the tornado, which could, I guess, honestly could work at like a mid-range situation. Positive bonus for Firu, trying to whip minus the 6 speed, not quite getting it, but disengaging to the long range. Long range spacing is gonna be okay again. Another whip punish attempt there, coming in with the Wild Assault. Oh, with such a little amount of life to spend, it's gonna be so hard for Pikazo to really do anything relevant. Starting with the Rainwater once again. If there is one sequence that you want to have some sort of maybe hard call out to, if your character even can, it is Rainwater at round start distance. Because that is a very common kind. Oh, it's still active! Right. I thought it whipped, but Pikazo held it basically till the very end. The air explosion into Dick Throw. What can we do next? We do have Steam in the tank to potentially slam them with a special move and then RC for a guaranteed, or potentially almost guaranteed error, if that's something that you want to do. Firu though here. With the air slingshot, and we have 50 meter on top of that, and the error as well. The blue RCs exchanging business cards, and then we go in there. Perfect distance for the fully charged Wild Assault. Basically saying, if you dare to press a button here on the ground, you are absolutely boned. And let me tell you, at that particular distance that we were fighting, like this distance, Axel really loves to press buttons here, because you do have excellent buttons. If you're in the K button distance, you have the, maybe one of the best 2Ks in the game. 2K that is a 5-framer, doesn't get much better. You have one of the best far slashes in the game, doesn't get much better. And then of course, if the battle devolves into, or evolves into a full screen pushback kind of a thing, of course you're Axel, of course you have your range on top of that. Sending a couple of lightning strikes. Yeah, Pikazo has a lot of incentive here to keep this actually at the full screen position, because like finding the one snipe, finding like a chip kill is very likely. Axel isn't the most mobile character out there. He has the reach, but not really the engagement tools to get in on the opponent if they're throwing fireballs. Alright, that's gonna be minus. However, Firu does get a button in there before Pikazo. Exchanges like that can come. Oh, but we set the super. Oh, ho, 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 ho. Pikazo has been super good with that Wild Assault usage. Almost, I want to say like at least 90% of the Wild Assaults have found decent rewards have yielded results. They got an RC here after Snail, keeping up the pressure still. Wow, that was a far slash and a half. What did they end up counter-poking from Firu? Oh, just a little bit too far for the throw. I think Firu thought that Bedman would land in throw range. But alas, that was not the case. That was not the case at all. I wonder if Pikazo actually meant to go for a burst, sorry, not a burst, throw herself. Because the 5D tap there in the corner was highly sus. But I mean, of course I respect it. After the Snail being plus, forcing it with the Wild Assault. Oh, just a one tap on 2P and then keeping up the pressure. Nice shimmy here. Neutral jump into a big punish. Prompting a burst from Firu. Activation. Here we go. It's on. The chip damage potential is on the menu. The Firu doesn't end up taking too much damage, to be perfectly honest, so very acceptable loss here. But again, the tool, the MVP, the playmaker, White Wild Assault, getting Pikazo into the striking distance from this a little further away than mid-screen poking kind of spacing. It's like, you can't slam on that full screen. Absolutely not. You first have to work for that distance. And a lot of the times, if you do get dropped out of a scramble in that situation, you just might be innately at a really nice distance to just charge it up and go for it. Right, but a very dominant round here for Firu, able to keep out the opponent. And potentially looking to do it again here. Good snipe from the sky, 5P. It's this time. A good choice on the 6K as well. Bouncing the little bed around the screen like a ragdoll. Oh yeah, that's what I was talking about. You can't just slam it, you have to work for the distance. At that time, rare footage of Pikazo actually not finding the distance. You could, of course, like sort of try to trust that your opponent is engaging at you or extending at you, so you could do it from a little further than you would usually be like super comfortable doing. Oh, nice frame trap. Alright, Firu definitely not ready to let the opponent run rampant for the rest of the set. Charging the tornado, there is... I wonder, can you even throw fireballs through that? Yeah, looks like you can't. Ask and you shall receive the answer for that. No. Looks like the projectiles do not go over the... Oh, well, you know what does. You know what definitely does. It is the Wild Assault. I think this is like... There definitely is a school of Bedman players who trust on the higher than average EHP to be able to tank a couple of hits here and there, more than maybe your average character, and then save the burst resource strictly for the White Wild Assault and make plays with that. And I think it makes sense in a matchup like this. If you burst, like, one, Axel doesn't do too much damage. Like, Axel is by no means a damage character, so you can probably tank most of those combos. Two, if you burst Axel into his best element, the full screen poking distance, that's not great. So according to those two principles, I would say it's way better to, in general, try to make the White Wild Assault more than burst in this matchup. Alright, is that enough? No RC? Can you even RC Axel's throw? Should be able to, right? The neutral jump completely makes the explosion with. I think that's the first time I've seen the reversal from Bedman being outplayed like so. Able to get the fully charged Thunder and Light, or no, sorry, Tornado. Not quite Thunder. I mean, Thunder could be associated with tornadoes as well, but not necessarily. Finding an error. And even that's kind of cool. Even if the White Wild Assault misses, the auto cast on the error will come out and kind of cover you. Very cute. This time, I think Pikazo chose to not charge the Wild Assault, right? Tried to go for the faster version. And got hit by the 5B. And then the snipe. Firu! Finding themselves in an even situation. 3 for each player here.
Duel 1. Let's rock.
That's the early game. Time to see what kind of data we've been able to cover. Ooh, there we go. A clean bust through the tornado. Starting with the jump slash, vacuuming into the throw, into more very ambiguous looking mix-ups. You get a little bit of a, whatchamacallit, I mean, you don't necessarily have the jumping game of an Ino, but there certainly is like some of that Ino DNA in there, because you do have kind of like similar jump D as Ino, with the old artist formerly known as Bed Press. Used to be one of Bedman's special moves. Oh, but the jump slash snipe here. Perfect timing for that as well, as Firu is just about to get the burst ready, but wasn't quite able to burst out of the big combo. To the other side, will this whiff? Will it whiff? Will it hit? It does hit. This time at least. I guess the jump heavy from Axel must have had a decent amount of extension backwards. Yeah, and then the classic. Cleave the air with the jump slash. No matter if they get hit or block it, it is gonna be fairly good. With the vacuuming feature and the huge amount of plus frames that you can get from that as well. Opting to not go for the Wild Assault through the tornado this time around. Probably a pretty good bet. You don't always want to do the same thing. Oh, but there it is! Does the error set up with the Wild Assault again? Missed with the Wild Assault, but then the error covers you. Gold Burst ends up whipping. Not quite punished, but that is a full bar of burst resources that you're not gonna see for a while on Firu's side. Avoiding the Winter Cherry as well there. On Pikazo's side, the FRC, there we go with the... That was almost better than one I see from Ino. Utilizing the forward momentum to cross Axel up. Alright, with the momentum swing at the tail end, immediately after landing, goes for a throw bait and scores it. Pikazo. There we go, powers through the 6K. And now, nice sequencing on the bomb. In fact, finds a hit just before it, so we can utilize it for damage instead. Ooh, that's a good reversal from the close range frame trap snail, powering through, because there is, I think you can make it airtight if you want to, but I mean generally it's in your best interest in fighting games to try to do as many frame traps as possible, so that your opponent can't just mash their face on the stick. I mean, it's unfortunate if they're mashing on the super and you leave the gap, then you are kind of finito. Right, 2 games of buffer has been built for Pikazo. And now presenting this ever so common kind of challenge for the opponent in FT7. I've gained a little bit of a lead. Now what you gonna do about it, friendzo? Oh, just barely missing with the lightning strike. Still able to get some pressure going, ending it safely, quotations safely, with a spike. I guess because of how the spikes have been changed frame data wise and how they work after Bedman's too heavy, they are now a viable ender here. Ooh, we got the Zawardo at the end there. Quick wall break as well. Checking that the opponent does not jump with the 5B. Oh, and a fully charged Wild Assault, giving a little bit too much bouncy bounce there. And that ends up being the bane of Pikazo's, unfortunately. That has happened a couple of times so far. Catching Firu with a counter hit, and I think in an airborne state as well, causing the juggle to be a little bit too good for your own good. Then with the rainwater, and back into the full screen we go. Okay-ish trade, I guess. Usually in Axel's favor, but I mean, you can't trade too much here with this life deficit. Waiting for the burst, trying to frame trap with the last, or what's it called? Last, what's the super called? Fuck, I forgot. I guess it's Zawada from now on, until I remember the actual name. Are able to nullify most of the install super's duration. I guess that's kind of like the downside. If you do go for the install and you don't have like a good error stored already, and if you're not in a decisive position already, then if the opponent gets to interrupt you once, then you do miss your opportunity to go into your like projectile loop. And I mean, I guess it's a little difficult to do against Axel as well. So it's not necessarily as powerful as many other characters, or against many other characters. Ooh, okay, swinging and a miss on the 6P, but again, we got the lightning strike arrow there to cover us. Yeah, going back into this dead zone position where first fire the bullet, then enter the install. Oh, that was a really far-range far slash, but ultimately, it does buy Firu enough time to live through the install, and now, from an even situation, Pikazo gets a gold burst, so resources are flooding in. That's a close slash, that's a death sentence in this game.
Duel 2.
The one button that you absolutely don't want to eat from no matter what character is concerned. Into the corner you go. We got the... Ooh, this time... Even though the arrow was rolling in the background, it does not cover for your immediate, like, half a second after you whiff that throw. 6 heavy, ends up whiffing. Good use of FD from Pikazo. Push the opponent away. This is a very aggressive kind of game, Guilty Gear. So all the pushback that you can get is ever so valuable. Getting hit by literally the last hit of the jump heavy there. Into Blue Burst available. Fire has to go for it. It's now or never if we want to still fight for this set. I mean, there's one more game potentially after this, but optimally, we would like to get this and even the situation right now. Firu picks up the... I think that was one of the newer combos when they changed... Was it the 6K change? That it now tumbles? Or is it tumble or wall bounce? It used to be one or the other and then changed to the other one. So then you can now get combos out of that. Right, big wall, big back throw. Causes tumble? Yeah, the tumble, yeah. But it's funny because there has been so many different new kind of combo route changes for Axel along the way. But since there are so few Axels, and because also Axel is not very like offensive character, we don't necessarily tend to see all of those combos very often. But we are gonna see a combo right now into, unfortunately, no 50 meter in the tank. Yo, what was the deflect shield though? The whiff punish here from Pikazo. Oh no, 100 meter on both opponents' gauges. Would that clip? No, drifting backwards, drifting forwards, sending the 2 heavy. Firu still in it to win it. Can breathe a short sigh of relief here, as we are gonna fight tooth and nail for the last 2 games. The 2K stagger pressure, opponent not biting. Ooh, got them. Oh, I wonder if it was a combo drop or maybe expecting a burst that was nowhere to be found. Finds a 6 heavy hit into a nice little loop. Oh, that's a really cool route. I mean, I think I literally haven't seen that combo route before this set. So cool to see people utilizing the stuff. Did we press a button? Yes, we did. Yes, we indeed did. So it's been a long time coming for Firu, but we've finally managed to get officially into leading position here. One huge absolutely massive round up on the opponent. Not even a game, but a single round. Oh, tried to go for the jump slash. However, the lightning strikes fast and furious, maybe even sharp. As sharp as this jump slash from a perfect angle as the throw is baited? As the throw is... as the throw hath baited. I'll give up that one for now. Let's just see the match. Oh, with a jump slash into jump D. Multiple overheads. Going for it again this time. Firu ready to block it. Ready to block it again. Third time's this charm. Learned after the first time, I guess. But on the third, getting out of the pressure. Instant air dashing there. Must have been some sort of error there. Pikazo getting an interrupt for the throw. Smart on Firu for dashing forward as the momentum slingshot FRC comes out from Pikazo. Trying to 2P, knock, nobody home. The next door neighbor is a couple of steps away. Interception, putting Pikazo back into the corner. That is minus. Tries to pounce forward. Very long startup on that wild assault though, especially if you fully charge it. So Firu, for now, staying in an untouchable position. Finally, for the first time in this set, lands a command grab. That was literally the first one, wasn't it? Bringing out the big guns. Some would say gimmicks. Some would say the whatchamacallit, the Joker cards. Keep them in the pocket before it's time to show your true colors. I mean, I don't mean it like that. I don't mean true colors as like every Axel player is a scumbag and, you know, full screen snipes me with that all the time when I'm playing against Axel. No, nothing like that, of course. More of a respect kind of a thing. It's basically saying, okay, I think Pikazo ain't gonna be a chump, ain't gonna be eating it, so I can't really rely on it too much either until there's so much hassle and boom on screen that the opponent just can't react. Ooh, the clash here! However, Pikazo had the presence of mind to cancel, or maybe the muscle memory, who knows? Powering through once again after the snail. Both players very low, but look at that snipe! Set point Firu! From a position that looked fairly dangerous, I'm not gonna lie. A lot of people wouldn't have put money if they saw the score in that state at that time, but so much for that. Firu has been able to overcome it, and now potentially looking to start, or rather not start, but finalize it right here. Let's see what Pikazo has to say about that. Able to get a nice vacuum into, I think the low mix-up was the tool here to open Firu up. Starting with the far slash, going into Snail. The max range Snail, I think, completely unpunishable for Bedman, right? I mean, it's kind of rare for any character in this game to be able to threaten a punish on Snail from that distance. Pikazo wants to live. We need this. We need to bring it to 6-6. The 2P goes active before the throw. I think that was a throw attempt. At least I would have tried to throw there. Maybe 6 heavy. No combo though. We still need at least 1 or 2 touches, or maybe 3 because Pikazo has a burst. The burst has to happen. However, Firu knows it. He's a player, and some towards the reversal super as well. It's blocked though, 100 meter, and we get it there. Pikazo, even despite missing the reversal super, we are still safe, and we are fighting for it. Who gets a first say in? It is definitely not Pikazo. Never mind, it is Pikazo. From the deflect shield, back into the pressure position. Now, Firu, because they used that deflect shield, don't have access to the blue burst immediately. But maybe we don't need to. We're just ping pong balling the opponent here. That was a cool combo. 10 hits, by the way. Wouldn't have guessed, according to the huge number on the screen. Ooh, that's a counter hit. Immediate burst. Pikazo wants to save just enough, like, strategic amount of life to at least have a little bit of a buffer if your opponent gets, like, stray hits in. And believe me, stray hits. Oh, just dashing forward or walking forward, as we say in Dota, lakad matapag, and the opponent just swift. Yeah, respecting the incoming error as well, but as soon as it's blocked, unleashing a flurry of zoning and frame trapping once again into the snail. Always an okay option if you have that much tension available. Set point Firu once again, power through the wind and gale. Not the fire and storm this time around, but I mean there could be a storm soon. Sense the flames. Firu not pressing on the shimmy this time. We got the juice. We need to stabilize these rounds. Goes with the, like, the TayKay, what's it, TayKay, is it TayKay jump D? I mean, it's technically not a TayKay, but like a neutral jump, immediate mix-up shenanigan kind of thingamajig. Pikazo drifting forward, able to go under the 5B. Yes, indeed, it is quite high profile. It is what you pay for this button being such a good anti-air. The counter is slow, able to slow the opponent enough so that their tool does not activate. Slow for slow, it is the last round. Pikazo, with the resource advantage, has full burst, but it's Firu who draws the first blood on the Footsie's territory. To the other side with the jump D. Nice combo into the bomb head. Bomb ahead. And another one. Encore. Third one! Is that it? Yes, indeed! 3 explosions! All that it took for Pikazo to steal the decisive round. We are flowing and blowing. In the fun sense, not in the loot sense, of course. Blowing the opponent up. What? Okay. 2 for 2 for absolute nail biters. What next? Is this gonna be one as well? We got Rygand entering the fray once again on the sub-character Leo. Has been on the hunt for that win. We have been pairing Rygand up with some really heavy-hitting players, considering like the state of the sub-character, like the state of his, what the state of his sub-character has been so far. Like, it hasn't been that many weeks, honestly. I mean, at this point, you've accumulated, like, at least... Is it like has it been a month or... Maybe, like, month or 2 months? Something like that. But there is a little bit more experience now. The opponent tonight going to be none other than Violet. Happy Chaos. The second of the 3. And we have a classic dichotomy once again. The rushdown character that is suffering from certain kind of mobility issues against the character who can zone you from very far away, or rather can initiate on you from very far away. I think it's in the modern patches more fair, much fairer of an assessment for Happy Chaos. Because this character doesn't necessarily like just... The whole game plan is not about the zoning. You can zone a little bit, but it does cost you resources unless you pop like ADHD pills first. So let's see how this is gonna revolve. The backwalk, the small subtle backwalk into 2S goes immediately into bust state. It's okay. The concentration comes back relatively fast even if you go bust. And then going for a robust after that. Robust wall break. With all the resources ready to go and tension accumulating on top of that as well soon enough. In fact, 100. Yeah, that should be a kill though, right? Yeah, Deus Ex Machina, one of the harder hitting supers in the game, and hits multiple times as well, so it's a good guts crush as well. Finding the curse, but not able to find a shot after that. Yeah, you gotta be careful if Leo is at this particular distance from you. That 2D, among other mid-range buttons, could catch you if you try to flail against them. And of course, in fighting games, you generally want to lean onto your advantages. You would much rather be at this range. At full screen range, find the first shot, transition into airtight, mix up, and you know, repeat. That's the kind of gameplay that we're looking from Violet and Happy Chaos for the most part. Finding first reversal DP out of the pressure. This could be really good. Rygand spends the meter for the cross-up. However, dashing through, Violet extremely vigilant and ready to convert. Can we get the kill? Gonna be so close. Not quite. Leo is a tough boy in terms of EHP. Oh, just slams them in the face with the Red Wild Assault like it was Season 3. Oh my lord. Oh, the kiss with the tip of the blade. Jump heavy, finding its mark, but also look who finds a way out of the corner as well. Oh, that was a complete miss on the shot. Oh, ventures a little bit too close. Let's see who ventures what here, though. Close slash starter for Violet. That's going to be a big one. We have the resources to go for the big cash out as well. And from the heart knockdown, Rygand working with a lot of resources, though. Violet choosing to disengage, leaving a scapegoat between him, her and the opponent as well. Yeah, the scapegoat is again a problem. Limiting the mobility that is already limited from the viewpoint of the character kit of Leo's. It's like I believe the scapegoat. Well, of course, naturally it prevents you from dashing through, but you can't berserker slash either, and because your air dash angle is kind of sort of close to the ground, I think it might pose some difficulties for your jump attacks to reach the opponent as well. Yeah, something like that, like instant air dash jump K, instant air dash jump heavy. Especially the jump heavy that Rygand has been using so far to engage from far the mid-range positions. Right, lots of steam to be unleashed. Goes for a drift mix-up and then into a left-right mix-up. Rygand gets an opportunity to fight back from an underdog position here. Burst does not pay off though. Violet had the resources to make all the good reads and make them relatively safe as well. With the very decent combos, these are kind of the building blocks that make actual cracked Happy Chaoses. When you get hit on the quotation wrong corner and able to carry them all the way through and get the wall break whenever you want on command without dropping, those are the most dangerous Happy Chaos players. And again, starting from mid-screen, as long as you have your unique resources, Happy Chaos should be able to carry through all sorts of long distances. Again, the drift! Basically revealing Rygand's incoming burst, but it's not like Rygand had a lot of options there either. It was do or die on the last pixel. And a lot of players would much rather risk it than to die with it. Oh, good interruption there on the turbulence. Hitting the turbulence on your pressure is way better for Leo in the modern patches than like in the past when it was technically punishable. It is still quite minus, but it pushes you so far that you can get a little bit of that good old Street Fighter spacing trap action going on. Another really great conversion from Violet, blasting through the glass. Not a safe jump that time. I wonder if does Happy Chaos have a 9-frame safe jump, or was it just mistimed? Ooh, that's gonna be a punish for Rygand. Finds his XP. Rekka 1 into the corner. Curse has been applied, so gotta be careful with the shots. Take out the gun, so that means you can't block. Incoming swish whoosh. Positive bonus, but not a hard knockdown. This could be a tough position for Rygand. Able to survive the resource burn, the tension burn there. Absolutely big. Violet, after missing that, basically ended up in front of Rygand with no resources whatsoever and a hungry lion ready to go. Burst bait here. Oh, Rygand doesn't take it. In fact, goes for another big gamble. But I mean, you can gamble. You can definitely gamble as long as you have that burst ready to go. And now, Violet won't be able to turn the tables. Here we go. Spinning. With the meaty Berserker slash into, here we go. Now the burst is probably gonna become very useful. Violet though, cuts the combo really short in order to try to counterplay the potential incoming super. It clips! It clips! Oh no, but Rygand drops it! And Violet goes for the mixer. We are gonna burst! And trying to get into position, however, blocking one shot means that you're gonna have to block the mix-up as well. And goes for the left-right, the classic Dark Souls. Oh, but we got these mix-ups as well from the Rygand side. Berserker slash able to hop to the other side. Not just that, but also the when you are in your back turn stance, you can cross over with the use of good old 6-6. And making sure that this knockdown is as hard as possible and able to recover a lot of resources during that as well. Rygand finds a 2D. All right, let's see. We are gonna mix from this. Good choice. The tension wouldn't have been there to go for a hard knockdown on the wall. Chip attempt. Rygand holding on to the FD. Ooh, finds a shot. Oh, finds a really nice hip shot here. Violet. With the one shot, one kill, carrying 3 in a row. Now, a lot of things you could be thinking about here. Violet having, I mean, these rounds for Violet haven't come easy either. So like, and like, considering what character you're playing against, I would be sweating. If I make a mistake, it could be over very fast. Oh, there we go, with the missing shot. Violet only one bullet in the chamber. Goes for the throw as well. The back turn heavy. Puts Leo in an unthrowable state. Go for it again. Maybe again. Oh, the meaty timing wasn't quite there. Rygand once again, willing to wait for the throw bait, the burst bait. Getting huge value out of that. In like normal scenario, Rygand might have had to think about the burst there, but he's a thinking man, you know. He's seen these burst baits that Violet has been going for time and time again. So at this point, you're kind of like you have this sort of installed preconceived like a notion that the opponent might just go for the burst bait as their layer 1. So you absolutely don't want to burst immediately until you do. Great air throw, that's so much damage as well. Boom. Okay, Rygand on board. I mean, if you've been playing Guilty Gear for as long as Rygand has, or just about any air dasher with a burst-like mechanic, it's not your first rodeo. You know how the game is played, and a lot of OG players knows that being patient is really powerful. Delaying your burst for the cost of maybe losing a little bit of life for a couple of extra hits is really valuable. You get information, you can milk those potential burst bait habits out of your opponent, but also like the longer you hold the burst, the harder it gets to predict this, of course. Mathematically, because like the amount of baitable points, amount of points where you would have had to bait during the pressure, grows larger, powers through all of those shots, and then releasing the parry stance at the perfect timing as Violet tries to inch in on the pressure. We got wall break here. Building just about full burst gauge for Rygand. We have 50 meter in the tank as well. Now, big choice here. Do you want to play it or do you want to keep it? And I think Rygand chooses to keep it for the next round. It is generally the safer play. Especially in a matchup where you can't guarantee to get in their face necessarily after the burst. Spends the resources to be able to play that flash kick. Oh, Rygand is starting to lean a little bit more on that guard point stance. Again, that was 2 for 2. That turbulence cancel has been mashed. Violet guessing really well on what's to come in that pressure situation. Drifting forward, yep, sees the gun coming out. There is no way you're gonna get the gun, or no way you're gonna get that shot off. But now, what can you do with 100? I guess nothing if you don't have a reversal super. That's what. And I mean, this cross-up slash or the berserker slash after the hard wall break, if you time it right, it is technically a meaty. Oh, okay. Sees the berserker slash, chooses to burst. Not even blue burst, but gold burst. Rygand in there and then takes it. I mean, at this point, I think we're kind of even-ish with the value that Violet has gained and lost at the same time for the burst baits. I mean, those, don't get me wrong, those burst baits are huge and give you a massive amount of momentum. Both players whipping the throws, but Rygand having just a little bit more resources to back those fumbles up. And now we're fumbling through the wall. Wild Assault doesn't quite reach. I think there's the Wild Assault for Leo is also like slightly more limited range, but the Weapon X does procure the set here, and we are officially downloading. We are adjusting, and we wouldn't have it other way. Wouldn't have guessed any other way either. Takes a little bit of time to get started, get your hands warm, and to perceive what kind of habits the opponent has. Like, the higher we get on those skill tiers, the more these players are, the more they know how to exploit those patterns as they see them, and the better their memory is as well. A weaker player might see somebody doing like a burst bait, and then in the follow-up RPS situation just completely forgets about it and does not sort of leverage it into the next guesses. Oh, there we go! Finally getting a value from Turbulence. Although, just a trade. Trying to go for a close slash anti-air this time. Looking for the rewards instead of the stability. Oh, don't you press buttons after my minus frames. The lariat tool for Leo is, what is it, minus 6, minus 7, something like that. But of course, when spaced, very hard or even impossible to punish. Faking some dash throughs. I'm not even sure if you can steal the corner in that situation, to be perfectly honest. The gun gets there before the Sonic Boom. Heavy Sonic Boom, though. And that does, I think that does not disappear. Even if you get hit as soon as it's sent in motion. And I mean, Rygand was walking in the airborne situation there as well, so Violet basically locked herself into a punish situation. And working with this BMB juggle, we'll be able to bring it to the corner, but not quite hard knockdown available for that menu that time around. Ooh, still goes for a hard bait. That's quite ballsy there. Rygand, of course, will not bait on that burst. Doubly so, because like you're up around. We don't need to risk it at all. In fact, Rygand might end up stealing here. We have the resources. Goes for the SDP. Does not pay off. That's okay. We get to keep our resources for this decisive round here. Will Rygand go 3 even, or will Violet run away with it? Oh, that's a lot of resources used here. Fixes the situation by popping the pills. A little bit of a premature, whatchamacallit, shimmy. Gets over the Sonic Boom. And the wall break has to happen here. Can't do the slump when the opponent is stuck on the wall so high up. Goes under. Dash momentum 2D. That's what I was talking about from these close far ranges. Gotta be careful against Leo, even though he doesn't have like maybe the neutral kit to make everybody shake in their pants. Oh, and yep. Violet adjusting the burst baits. Tuning down the frequency and homing them all in... Sort of homing in situations where they absolutely have to happen here. Just as this one. 4-2. Once again, no really good options here. If Rygand holds onto the burst, the worst that can happen for Violet is that Rygand's just gonna fall onto the ground, you're gonna jump cancel, you're gonna land next to them, and then you're gonna play the close slash RPS again. But you're still not improving your position in the sense that you have this burst that you kind of have to use, but you can't really find a way to use it. Ooh, the parry stance goes in the wrong direction. Interesting interactions. Tries to tap it, goes a little too close. Tries to break the throw. This time Violet not going close at all. I won't be able to set it up as a media this time around. Stray swing, stealing the corner, overhead. And then what? We're setting up the extra wall, also known as scapegoat, preventing Rygand from engaging on the ground. Yeah, the sort of the stutters. Oh, 2D! Goes into the right direction as well. Interesting choice there, but it ended up working out for sure. With the respect on the pressure this time around. It is all about the respect, the expectations, everything that you install onto the opponent. With the micro dash, again a really nice 2P mash here, able to get out of the stagger pressure. When, oh my goodness, is Violet like? I am actually blown away. So throws the command grab, which fair enough is one of those tools that you can react to. Utilizing the sound cue. But here comes the lion jump, beep, beep, beep. We have basically guaranteed wall break here. Rygand hanging onto the tail. Oh, okay. Let me... We'll try to get word to the players that we are, in fact, disconnecting here. But yeah, what was I saying? There was something cool that happened, but then Strive Earth distracting me. There was a lot of cool plays there, but I already forgot. Heck, these damn fast-paced video games. I think the players have dove in, so let's do our magic here and get the players out of the lobby after this one ends. It's been quite a thing to manage here on the Leo side, trying to get consistently close enough to the opponent so that you don't have to jump through all of these hoops. You don't have to jump over the curse, don't have to jump over the projectiles, which is often a fool's errand to begin with. And then on the other hand, on the Happy Chaos side, trying to keep Leo on basically on arm's length, or maybe even further, maybe 2 arms, maybe even 3 arms. Because Leo can pounce at you very, very suddenly with a lot of those far-reaching moves, such as the 2D that Rygand has been utilizing so far. I think this goes in favor of Violet. Let me flip this back to a rematch. So Violet has been able to build 2 games of a lead here. Let's see what Rygand has to strike back with. It is definitely going to be some sort of aggression. This character, Leo Whitefang, is absolutely meta for Guilty Gear Strive, and by that I mean no pussying out, no playing, like, I mean, you can of course play patient, but not too much. There has to be certain amount of unga, certain amount of inevitability, certain amount of trying to push your opponent metaphorically against the wall and make them make bad decisions. The distance is shorter, much more shorter. Ooh, there we go. Able to get the first, first turbulence on block off and building that RPS situation. However, Violet, fighting out of that situation, finds a throw, immediate shot into wall break, Deus Ex Machina. Resources looking good. His concentration should be coming back during the engagement period here on the other screen of the heart knockdown. And I think the Deus Ex Machina is going to be enough here. The God skill and the wall break as well. Rygand unfortunately losing the ability to utilize the 100 meter for reversal super RC. Oh, there we go. This time it autocorrects into the right direction. Mixing time. And you absolutely enjoy this time as well when the opponent has no combo breakers available. In fact, it's going to be a 2-touch kind of world. Yeah, this is the aggression we were talking about. This is the kind of stuff that you need. You want to get close and personal. There we go. Assuming the parry stance, which can be assumed by holding the button after your far slash or the 5 heavy, has been doing some good work here and there, allowing you to not really armor, but I think guard points through the shots, so you're not even losing hit points if you're holding the stance against when Happy Chaos is banging at you. Tries to jump over the scapegoat. It is tough though. Getting squeezed between the gun and the hard place. Here we go with the S Sonic Boom, sorry, not Sonic Boom, Flash Kick. And into the BMB conversion. Immediate burst as soon as the resources come back for Violet. Shot comes through. Clips Rygand before the S Sonic Boom gets there. Has to burst here. That was the last moment. Good go for an air throw, or tries to get tries to double up for even bigger fish. The shot misses! The shot misses again! Oh no! Rygand finds an SDP, and now Violet is bust. Has to defend this organically. FD, and then we have the gun available. Goomba Stomp won't take the gun. We don't, we won't, we didn't. We maybe should have, but we didn't. I think it's one of those in the heat of the moment kind of a moments where Violet had the resources after the jump 2K, take out the gun, start shooting, start mixing, but it didn't happen, so Rygand happily takes advantage of the situation.
I knew that they cannot. Duel 1.
And we absolutely needed that on Rygand's side. Right, close slash, waiting for the burst. The burst never comes. Does we wait again? Yes, we do. it's somewhat of a tragic kind of a situation where you hard baited the burst twice and then you have to burst yourself as the opponent is holding onto it and finds a good opening on you. Well, no longer that metagame is not going to be concerned in the next coming moments, for both players have used their burst resources. Skip to the other side. Oh, that didn't cross up. How did Violet block that properly? Missing a couple of 2Ks. There we go with the momentum sling FRC in order to try to stall for enough time after the concentration. Whatchamacallit? Concentration pop. Into another mix-up kind of world, Rygand finds the SDP, but unfortunately the deflect shield immediately pushing back to the full screen, and then we started banging on the door, on the wall, on Leo's nogging, and everything in between. Plus after the overhead, oh, we were actually able to enter the stance here. Backdash. Goes out of the stance immediately after the turbulence, or I think you don't actually have to go into the stance of turbulence, right? You can go though. And now, yep, there's the classic, the meaty setup on the Berserker Slash. No way for Violet to defend against that other than, I guess, deflect shield if you are able to input into the right direction there, but I guess you more often than not would just have to block it. Guess which side. I mean, it's gonna be the cross up, right? Almost every single time if you see the Berserker Slash coming. Whipping a 6B, look at that, Rygand taking advantage of that couple of frames of hesitation, finding a jump heavy. Interception with the jump B, however, very hard to convert. Backdash, no punish, close slash, rings on block. And now it's gonna be Rygand. Oh my god, with the exert place! We got the parry, the back turn D. Give them the D and give them the wall break. In fact, you're gonna take the wall break. As the gold burst is the response this time. We could air throw. Yep, that's the safe play. But it's also not the most lucrative play in the world. The Lion bounces forward. Bounces so hard, bites so hard that we actually disconnect twice in one set. Curses. Well, at least it's not gonna be the last game. So no matter who takes it here, we're at least gonna get back after these commercials and potentially see the last final of the set. Cursed be thy product, Mr. Ishiwatari. I mean, I guess Ishiwatari doesn't have anything to do with it at this point, or at least the sort of the technical side of it, really. I'm cursing you anyway. So looking like the first round is gonna go in favor of Violet here. Or does it? Rygand with literally one hit point and looking like Violet's life bar is draining. Oh my god, you're gonna make a one life comeback here, aren't you? Ah, not quite. Got a 2P mash somewhere in there for that big 1 HP. It's been tough. Both players have been fighting for this set tooth and nail. Rygand down a couple of rounds. Had a rocky start. Able to battle it, make it even. But now, we've reached the championship rounds. This is where it counts the most. being down on literally the last games of the set are gonna be the most nerve-wracking usually. Because that's when the tension reaches its peak. Oh my god, Rygand making a comeback again. Are we gonna get the last pixel this time? Yes, indeed. So could still be anybody's game in this radio cast. Violet starting up the round with a good old close slash looking combo there. Probably breaking the wall off of that as well. Happy Chaos is that kind of character after all. Any hit is gonna flow really well. That's probably two touch. Like you probably got a close slash right from the get-go. Or like a steady shot, steady aim shot, got the wall break, and then got a clean hit afterwards. Did I remember to put this lobby on the... Yeah, winner stays. Okay. Put it back on rematch. Violet 1 game up. As we are slowly inching towards the zenith of this set. Right, here's to hoping that no more interruptions before one player is crowned the champion in the third set of the evening. It feels like it's been 2 days already. These games have been absolute bangers so far. The aggressive burst into the corner. However, Violet has an option to return the favor. Oh, miss one Ice and Storm. We go for another one. Oh, we got the corner steal. Berserker slash through. No matter where you are on screen, you always have to be conscious of that tool, Berserker slash, taking it. Even when your back is against the corner, the Lion can steal it on a moment's notice. And Rygand is not happy with the score at all, is here to potentially take the third, maybe, is this the first Leo win? I think this would be the first Leo win for Rygand, right? Because he's been playing such a wide repertoire of tough opponents so far. Well, let's not jump the gun here. In fact, let's look into the barrel of the gun straight in there. We got Violet stealing back the round. Set point. Rygand has to triumph here in order to take it back for Team Finland. But do we? A little bit of a softish bait there. This time not dropping the combo fully, but going for the jump cancel just in case Rygand wanted to go for the burst. All players rocking with the burst. Oh, the shot actually gets the wall break. This might favor Rygand. It does give Violet the positive bonus, but does let Rygand go back into the neutral position. Blocks it right, then throws it. Okay, here we go. From a safe distance, no throws available from this point. Jumps over, just barely. Rygand intercepts, back turn D into big Berserker slash. Was probably hoping to have the meter to RC. Oh, that's a counter hit. Oh, that's a counter hit. Drops it there. Perfect decision making. Look at that god level player. A weaker player would have panicked and broken the wall. But Rygand knows that's a failure decision. That's an L right there. You throw the set if you break the wall. You can't do it on these whatchamacallit, these raw dogging mix-up pressure characters, especially when you're fighting against somebody who can keep you away. You drop the combo, and then you mix it up for the last touch in the corner, in your best element. Good timing there, releasing the stance there. get the first blood on this round, but now Violet working with the curse does dissipate in the end. Able to apply it again, but also venturing a little bit too close. Rygand with that back throw. Deflect Shield is available, YRC is available, but what was that mix-up? What was that mix-up that Rygand just played? The jump into, miss a button into landing a hit right on Violet's noggin. Overhead is blocked, backdash, break the distance. Nice, pulls out the gun, able to get the hit in there before the Lion approaches. I think the first shot missed there, but as Violet was coming down, able to land in, like Rygand waiting for it. Ooh. Oh my god. Waiting for it maybe a little bit too much into his whips! Oh, and Rygand pushes forward, gets the hit, there's the burst. Now, one person has a burst and one doesn't, finds the low. Can't hold on to it though. I think, yeah, the hold is the better play. Hold is absolutely the better play. I almost forgot. I panicked and Rygand didn't. I panicked and I thought it was over, but Rygand knew what the situation was. Another hard bait from Violet. Drops the combo. Rygand is waiting for it. Another hard bait. Deems that it's no longer viable to hold it. We have to burst right now. We have to flip the momentum. Misses the SDP. Here's a shot. Does Violet bring it to the corner? Yes, indeed. Can't break it with the hard knockdown, though. Rygand with the 50 and the deflect shield as well. That's not gonna help you when you're being comboed, though. 100, don't miss the input. She don't miss. You come at the king, and you better not miss. And Violet doesn't miss that time. My goodness, another 6-7. Shit, I said it. I went and said it. So close though, so close, but yet another rigged outcome for Rygand. Is that like I want to actually check. I want to get my lore correct. Does Rygand actually have a win on Leo on Bounty Hunters yet, or is it still yet to come? I think it's still yet to come so far. It's been 3 attempts and 3 excruciatingly close matches against some of these top level players that have been playing their main characters while you are revving up the up and coming dangerous sub character that, yeah, it remains to be seen what Rygand does with the sub character. I think Rygand has always been on the hunt for that you know, that secondary character that could potentially cover for your bad matchups on May. But either way, next one is gonna be our Europe versus US face-off, and this ain't the usual East Coast versus West Coast Europe. This is actually deep into the mainland. TayKay hailing from Texas, if memory serves correctly. So this is kind of like on the border of as far of a connection as you could feasibly play and not completely tilt. But of course, you know, the players were like, okay, wild connection is okay. They tested it out and it's, you know, it's not the best, but it was good enough to go for it. There was a suggestion to actually put the room in rematch, because there could be a lot of disconnecting in this set. How about we make the whatchamacallit, the adjustment here, and we say we are gonna lose a little bit of time, but at least we are not gonna miss any games. if the disconnections happen. And like the basically the rationale here why I'm even talking about this is usually the worse the connection, the more there is a chance for players to get the please wait, which means that the commentators are gonna drop out as well. So with a long distance connection like that, there is a huge chance that there's gonna be at least like a couple of disconnections between the match footage and the cast. Okay, so the third Happy Chaos matchup coming in. This time, the opposition is slightly different. First, it was ABBA, absolute CBT kind of gameplay. Then Leo, slightly better, but still here and there, kind of tough to get in. And now it's completely different kind of a setup. So we have... Ooh, what is the archetype of Faust anyway? It's like item character? It's really hard to... I guess like item character is the best that I can describe him as. It's not a very common archetype either. You usually have item throwing characters in like ArpOxx games. In fact, other than Faust, who do you even have? You have Teddy in P4U. But that's kind of it for the absolute standard, or like the item throwing archetype. I mean, I guess there was a what's that one fighting game called? The one where you would bait throws by taking your hands off the stick. Fighter something. Fighter. The shit, I forgot what the name was called, but they had an item throw character in that game as well. What was it? Fantasy Strike? Was that the game? They had an item throwing character in that game as well. Yeah, I guess Platinum in Blaze Blue as well. Mostly ArpOxx games, though. It feels like ArpOxx has the sort of monopoly on the item throwing character or item generating characters in general. It is a pretty wacky archetype. Alright, we got TayKay. A little bit of lore here. So TayKay has been trying to get a match on Bounty Hunters for such a long time, but you know, it's unless you are from East Coast US, it can be really hard to match with player pool that is primarily of EU origin. But let's hope that we get a good one here. I mean, it's gonna be a little bit tricky for sure. We're expecting, you know, north of 150 MS for sure. I think it was around like 170 MS that they said that they had, but they were like, okay, we're still gonna play it. We're still gonna play and see what happens. So it's gonna be slightly different meta game here. Everything won't necessarily be as reactable as it usually is in a standard game of Guilty Gear Strive. But make no mistake, this is relatively high-level gameplay here. Ooh, just sensing with the mix right off the get-go. I'm chasing your backdashes or your curse throws. Technically, curse throw is a functionally a backdash without invo frames. But it has the added benefit of putting the opponent in the curse jail and makes landing subsequent shots a little bit easier. Able to persist through the afro. Ooh, the FRC there, the 5 PPP. That's a lot of P's. Pushing TayKay into the corner. We bounce out of there with a 5K. Curse has been applied. Costs quite a bit though. So if you want to play, ooh, went for the. I think that was the right counterplay. You usually do mash throw there, because the two most common situations on the Dark Souls mix-ups, aka the roll mix-ups, is that either the sequence is airtight or the sequence has more than one frame of gap. Unless the Happy Chaos player is cracked enough to get a one frame manual timing in there and frame trap your throw. Ooh, the lingering items holding down the fort. First the hammer, then the, the bomb. Oh, that's like from very far away. Far slash into. Far's got a pretty decent life lead here. But TayKay with that Happy Chaos, starting with the Deus Ex Machina. This could be making up a comeback. 100 meter on the opponent's bar though. We could unleash just a reversal super here. No, opting to save a little bit more. Going for the YRC instead. RC waiting for the burst. The burst never comes. Smart, safe plays from TayKay. Bursting on that one would have definitely self-reported you as slightly antsy. Ooh, what a Matrix Dogs! Runs out of concentration, but I mean, Happy Chaos is a very rare, unique kind of case of character with pressure that you can't really do that much out of close slash without your gun. Because Happy Chaos is sort of fully designed around being able to shoot and frame trap and extend with the gun. And if you don't have the gun, well, your strings are gonna be fairly poor. Alright, TayKay taking the first one. I did once sort of do I did the math, and in an FT7 set, if you disable a rematch, it basically it essentially doubles the duration of your event. So think about that when somebody comes and tells me, dude, man, dude, just put it on non-rematch, and I'm like, well, but this is an exception. The one exception I'm willing to make for the absolute worst connection of all time, the worst possible, furthest possible imaginable connection that we've ever played on Bounty Hunters. I'm willing to make the sacrifice of time in order for us to see all of these high-level games and not missing any. Ooh, comes down with the jump D, but actually rare footage of the jump D, the injector actually missing from Faust. With the double mix into the corner, we have a little guy there that looks like he's not gonna play into it unless Fari was willing to burst. TayKay back into the little guy. I think the little guy is gonna be gone already for now. Oh no, it's still there! It's still in the background! I'm getting a celebratory stomp! Yo, the little guy! My goober! I guess contributing a little? Maybe? Depending on your point of view. Definitely there in spirit, at least. Start with the close slash. Fari reaches for the fuzzy throw. However, baited, as they say, into a big counter hit. That is the cost. That is the damage, the downside that you have to experience if you reach for the cookie jar and try to break the throw. The slow down frames, but Fari is a little bit too far for TayKay's taste, I think. So opting to just disengage from the situation and engage again on better terms. The good doctor is kind of dangerous because of, you know, aerial buttons such as the jump D, which has a really deep hitbox. Oh, that was kind of an unblockable, wasn't it? Holding the opponent in the pressure string, hovering over the mix, dodging. That was a good burst timing. But I mean, honestly, I guess that's kind of like the best burst timing that you could have with the mix, moving Faust forward. If you can burst so that Faust just mix himself, like mix, MMMs himself into the corner. You would absolutely, like, a lot of the times people like burst immediately when the cornered opponent gets an Abare out. So it stands to reason that whenever you can get the corner, as well as get out of the opponent's corner at the combo at the same time, of course you're gonna pay the full blue burst cost. Very happily even. That's a really long eagle, by the way. goes to show like how much you have to, I guess, handshake and stuff like that with server, and not just with the server, but of course with each other. Horn is up for grabs, and TayKay having just a crucial amount of momentum, able to pick it from that exchange. Tap and go to the shot. Let them slide down on the wall as long as it takes for you to build the tension to go for Deus Ex Machina instead. And now looking for one more hit. Good block on the mix-up from Fari's side. This is the combo though, and of course Fari can't really afford to burst here. That's way too long of a life bar to make a hero burst. Oh, that's a cool whiff punish. Going for a 6 heavy, that can't have been a reaction with punish either. You kind of like commit to it. 6 heavy is such a slow button after all. Comboing into the hammer. We got the bomb. Another one. Even though TayKay was able to get the W on the first hot potato game, the second bomb preventing you from escaping the corner still. Afro is not gonna play a part here as Fari is drilling down in the corner press situation. Resources are even, full burst, waiting for it. Fari doesn't want to go for it immediately. Utilizing the fact that the opponent was busted there on concentration for just a couple of moments. Oh, the Afro actually dissipated like a couple of frames before TayKay ran through it. That's kind of lucky. It's never a good feeling when you're running around with an Afro against the Faust. Yeah, even now, you kind of would like to pressure the opponent so that they don't get to take advantage of your long hurt box. Oh, that was an interesting... What happened there? Did Fari go for an air throw? And off that small little mistake, TayKay taking it home, no mercy whatsoever. Also, howdy raiders from Reveal Stream. Fellow Sin players, we've had to sum it up, we've had quite the evening so far, and you are watching quite the matchup currently as well, as we have TayKay from Texas facing off against one of the remaining Faust players in Finland, Fari. That is an ocean and then some in between, but they are making it work still. Literally the longest distance connection that we've ever had on Bounty Hunters before. I think, at least. Oh, that was a lot of missed shots there on the round start. Tap with the 2 heavy. Ooh, I think that's really smart there. TayKay starting the roll from very far away. Probably so far that the throw counterplay was no longer applicable. So far, just opting to go for those 2Ps, those long range, those 2S- kind of moves. Ooh, important snipe here. TayKay would have probably been able to pick up the trumpet there. in the follow-up situation if you don't finish it right there. Ooh, the hammer is coming. Both players understanding the power of that tool. One of the best items that you can throw on Faust's side. And TayKay smartly respecting it just long enough so that we can evade it and then engage our pressure again. Again, don't have to care about the hammer if you are basically full screen. Fari though, Fari has to care about the frame advantage that they were gonna put themselves in if the RC was not played. With a cool afro, goes for a, I think I saw a Kara pistol whip there as well. So getting a little extra dash momentum there on those special moves if you cancel from 5K or close slash. Not necessarily the item that Fari was hoping for, although we can't pick the afro ourselves. Is it gonna matter? Fari does not get to utilize the power of that. So when it is in Faust's hands, or I guess Faust's head if you want to be pedantic about it, you can throw it for basically a guard crush projectile that keeps bouncing around, kind of like an extended hammer that also guard crushes them. A good mash there, 2K 2D out of the corner. Going for a neutral jump forward, taking up the gun. We have to commit there. As long as the gun is out, it's gonna be a liability against far-reaching characters like Faust. So better shoot your shot instead of hang around. Oh, I think respecting the banana peel, because like if Fari did block the jump in there, could have potentially pushed TayKay into the banana peel and taken the momentum completely. Oh no! What is this misinput? Fari unleashing the reversal super. That did not pay off at all. That must have been a misinput of colossal consequences. Oh, here we go with the throw counterplay though. Finding the 2-frame gap plus. And still able to save the round. Save the game even. Wow, wow, wow. But that's a really important ability to have for a high-level player. Even if you make the worst mistake of your life, you still can turn it around potentially. Just never take your hands off the stick. Never fall into the sort of attitude or sort of the notion that you've already lost for one little mistake. There is always a comeback. The opponent makes mistakes as well. We're all human. Some more than the others. Can I say that some more than the others? I mean, some players are just machines. Which is kind of a state that you can achieve by playing for a very long time, playing very actively, and I guess talent does play a little bit of a part there as well. A bunch of bananas. There is a banana peel, which I think was true strength into there. Matt Fari's just not letting TayKay play at all this round. Finding a frame trap into the far slash, finding it again. Like, get me out of this mess. Let me out of Mr. Fari's wild ride. But the little guy is there as well, so air dashing out of the corner is certainly not going to be free if TayKay wants to go for it. Explosion on the afro, the little guy's coming from the trumpet as well. But man, it looks so beautiful. This is exactly what high-level play is about. Defending against those long strings and then waiting for your turn, and when you finally get it, and it pays off. Oh baby, it looks good. Oh baby, it looks so good as TayKay, after being locked down for 10+ seconds in the left corner, breaks out and makes every single right decision past that. Curse applied. Then it can pick up the banana for a little bit of extra life. Does create the banana peel, which ended up not playing any role in this stage act. And in fact, we will shift stages here. Successfully plucking the initial mix-ups here. Fari, both players have been playing defensively very phenomenally so far, but you can only defend so long against some of the nastiest mix-up characters in the game. And so far, he does succumb in the end. TayKay taking the lead once again, 3-2. You know, if this is gonna be another nail-biter, my heart can't take it. My heart can't take another nail-biter in a row. 4th nail-biter in a row would be absolutely crazy. Like, how long does this event gonna run if everybody goes 6-7? But still some ways away from that. Let's concentrate on the moment. See what's gonna happen here between TayKay and Fari. Moving forward, starting with the 5. Is the 5 heavy, right? I think it's 5 heavy. The bomb timing a little bit off. Offset, of course, by meteors, which were used as a threat to hold the opponent still. To lock them into a throw, the frame trap into mix. Once again, it's definitely a risk that Fari has been willing to take in a lot of these situations. As the distance between you and the opponent grows further and further. Oh my god! Burst for burst? Burst for burst, kind of an economy here. Not the item that Fari was hoping for, although not the worst item either. This is much better. Yeah, you better not extend too far. The hammer still stays bouncing on the stage for like, what is it, like around 3-4 seconds? And as long as the hammer is still there visibly, I think it has an active hitbox as well. Able to get a jump out, a double one at that, then drilling down. Fari does escape the corner, but at what cost? Choosing to still play this. Where does the teleport come from? From above, and has the juice to make up for the blocked interception as well, or rather to keep up the pressure. Very common kind of situation to try to grasp the momentum, go for the teleport, and then RC for basically a free neutral skip unless your opponent knows how to deal with it. I mean, I'm gonna be honest. I don't 100% know a good counterplay to all the different teleports either in Strive. I knew in Exert. In fact, I knew a lot of like good sequences for Exert teleports, but they're a little bit different here on Strive.
Mankind. Duel 1.
Right, from 3-3 even situation. Fari starting with the drill. But again, TayKay with a really nice timing on the burst. Putting Fari in the corner, and now, big question, are you gonna burst out of there? Or are you gonna hold on to that? Are you gonna hold all these throws? Right, finally deciding to burst to build a little bit of distance between. Oh, the combo breaker! Misses the air throw as well. Those air throws haven't gone in Fari's favor at all this round. Or sorry, this set. Boxing in the corner, that's ultimate boxing in the corner with the use of the hammer. There's basically no escaping from that. Faust is really this kind of character that doesn't necessarily pressure you with high stakes, but instead hanging in the distance at a spacing where it's really hard to kind of like contest your stuff. And if you allow one item to go through, it could mean that Faust not only gets in, but gets to play a mix-up on you, and even if he doesn't do anything, you're just still gonna have to deal with the incoming item. Oh, good block on the cross-up. Goes for an overhead mix-up, it sinks in. If the left-right don't work, play the backdash BRC high-low instead. With the big 6B, starting things off, trying to pick up the trumpet. Hello? Trumpet, please? You would expect this kind of a character to have a large large hurt box, or large box overall. I'm not sure what box you use to pick up the items though. Again, 2 for 2 this game. TayKay, so good at the burst meta game. Not only completely, constantly, accurately bursting Fari into the corner, but then stealing the burst from Fari as well. Now lockdown, what can we do? The Afro definitely ain't helping. The trades actually working in Fari's favor to a certain extent. Oh, we flipped the tables at the very end there, huh? Okay, it was looking like a complete domination in terms of like how TayKay was running it. Got the burst as well, but damn, somehow Fari still ends up stealing it. And it's like these combos really aren't hitting that hard from Faust's side. It's like small touches. Stray items here and there, stray far slash here and there, maybe a 2 heavy. And then maybe teleporting in for the last second mix-up. Combining with RC. It's like the damage is coming in very subtly. But that's the kind of game that that the Faust brings into the mix. Right, able to hit the Dark Souls mix-up. We're starting with caught the backdash as well. However, really hard conversion there. I think 2K2D really not the button to convert at all. So what do you usually go for? I think you even go for a shot, of course. That does work. Waiting for a safe distance with the close slash pressure, combining with the gunshots. Good block on the overhead, and now completely bust. Goes for a concentration reload, basically bluffing in front of Fari. And Fari ain't buying any of that stuff. Has to RC, yep. To the other side, look at the genius play. That was so smart. Confirmed that out of the hit that the hammer had been thrown, RC'd, ran to the other side so that the hammer bounce would not play a part in the last combo. Man, I love high-level Guilty Gear. The teleport actually making the 2K whip there, manifesting straight in front of TayKay's face and then mixing it up. It is once again I guess the MVP round ending kind of a shenanigan that Faust players love to rely on. There's a lot of junk on the screen. Little guy, hammer, now we play with the hot potato. Ooh, mutually assured destruction of sorts. But I think it favors Fari as long as you are on a life lead, right? Ooh, that drill trade probably not in Fari's favor though. Pushed into the corner. Now TayKay trying to mix it up. One bullet in the chamber. Teleport. RC. Alright, gets a decent amount of value out of it as well. Fishing pole hits as well. Looking for one more hit. Mix, mix, mix. And it's a chip kill. That's exactly what the doctor ordered. It was a little bit of a risk as well. As far as I could see, Fari didn't have the RC to cancel the mix, mix, mix if it's blocked. But at the same time, TayKay took his hand off the FD button and took the chip kill instead. I mean, who knows? Maybe it's multiple buttons if you're an OG Guilty Gear player and use the 2 attack command to use your FD, like yours truly. Should really have an FD button though. I wish these modern day fighting games didn't have so many buttons to program. Like I'm more of a classic 6-button fighting game kind of a gal. And nowadays, the kind of games that they're pushing, it's getting more and more like closer to 8-button games. And it's so hard to fit into like a standard fight stick. Anyway, TayKay with a really nice start here. Actually was able to avoid getting busted on the concentration front there, just barely. And despite the missed YRC, Still has the RC to make sure that the combo is gonna hit a home run. Starting with the drill again. Now able to combo it though. Is that a common thing that happens? That jump 2K just doesn't combo into mix. The big corner combo misses the last hit there. Both players throwing resources on the problem, both wanting to not be on the receiving end of things. Got them with the mix-up, however, TayKay not necessarily the most pleased about the situation. Used a lot of resources there, so wasn't able to flow into... What is that? What is that item block? First throwing a hammer, basically guaranteeing that there is no running at you in this scenario. The next item throwing a meteors and getting a left-right. Holy Faust RNG. Alright, get the mix frame trap into burst. Don't want to get cornered. That's the one place where the rounds tend to end, and not in your favor either. Got them with the 6K. Nice, calm and collected conversion. That was 6K on an airborne opponent as well, but I mean, I guess, to be fair, the 6K is usually gonna go into a gunshot anyway, so no matter how they get hit. Speaking of getting hit here, oh my god, spaghetti all over the floor. I think TayKay with the combo execution and our Lord and Savior rollback netcode not gonna drop this one, even though the connection is one of the longest that we've ever played. As long as you're comboing the opponent, it should be basically clean single player experience for the most part. Fari with only one game of a lead here, TayKay. Ready to pounce back, maybe even take a couple more extra in a row. It's not very many games that you would have to take from here on out either. We're basically heading onto the championship rounds territory soon, or a championship games territory. Starting with a jump slash, making the far slash from Fari completely whiff, and then into the mixer we go. As long as we have these unique resources, we are gonna pressure, we are gonna mix, and we're gonna combo. We're gonna do everything that you could ever hope for in a fighting game. But eventually, it's all gonna come to an end, like this combo here. Out of concentration, time to end it into Deus Ex Machina. Luckily, both of Happy Chaos' supers do fix those resource problems. Deus Ex Machina, filling your barrel with all the shots, and then super concentration, immediately putting you at full concentration, as well as giving you an extra concentration regening buff. We've got the shot, bang, bang. Another shot into mix-up position, bang, bang, and then... Ooh, this is... I'm not sure what TayKay was reading there. Maybe was expecting the burst to come back, but unfortunately it took one more hit for Fari to build it back. Ooh, home run! Was that two items that were launched at the same time? No, the little guy is still there. I mean, wait, the little guy did get launched, but it just patrolled past TayKay. Alright, I'm out of here. Peace. Time to play hot potato. Oh, was able to take off the gun just in the nick of time. It does take a couple of frames to disable that gun after all, so I mean, good on TayKay being able to survive, but not in the subsequent situation. Ooh, that's a big counter hit. The pistol whip, that's a really nice starter. Drops it before the wall break though. Wants to keep slumping, I think, or maybe not. A lot of different decisions you could be making. And since Happy Chaos is like one of the best wall slumpers in the business due to the sort of the structure of his combos, you can kind of hope to take the wall breaks, but you could just hold the opponent in the corner. I mean, as long as you go for the slumps, your combos generally don't do that much damage. So you are sacrificing something. Good jump out of the love. That was all the love that Fari was legally allowed to give in that situation. The bouncing hammer as well. There is no way. There is no way these top-level Faust players aren't throwing all the best stuff. Another hammer basically guaranteeing that TayKay will have to take the next pressure sequence. There is no questions asked. Unless you have a burst out of that, you are sitting there nice and cozy and guessing for the potential strike throw or maybe even a high-low. Fari looking for one more. Team Finland potentially looking to take another one today. Showing up basically like technically like half of the players of this event were Finnish. Which is, even though we do have a lot of Finnish players here and there, tends to be rare that we have this many. But let's see. Let's see if Team Freedom can still procure it. Need to take the burst this time in mid-screen. It does flip your sides, but can't steal the corner this time around. Be careful with the bomb though. Fari, of course, with the absolute Faust experience, able to dodge the exploding goodies. Spending all the resources, that's kind of good. That must have been a sequence. TayKay knew that they committed to the bit, and then spent the 50 for the super concentration at the end of the string. Uh-oh, danger, danger. Items that was from the front this time around. I mean, the layer 1 would of course usually be to expect that the Faust player is teleporting behind you, because that's the quotations trickier thing to block. Again, a hammer! And a hammer! And opting to not throw a third item in that situation. TayKay did go bust though in concentration, so kind of had to take an aggressive stance here to push Fari away from the bomb radius, or rather to push yourself away from the bomb radius. And now refilling the gun. I kind of blinked and missed it. Was TayKay out of bullets there, or was that just a miss-hit confirm? I mean, it's very, very common that rollback netcode will show you something, you hit confirm and then it rolls it back. So for all we know, TayKay might have seen a hit confirm there during that situation. Deus Ex Machina. This should be a kill though, I think. Yeah, on a soft character like Faust, or rather on a zero guts character like Faust, taking basically maximum damage no matter what situation, even if you are at the end of your life bar. Oh, you have to burst that quick. Home run. It's so cool that even if you sort of throw a useless hammer when the opponent is not close to you, you can still attempt to get some value out of it with a golf club and hit it at them. Fari has to be really careful here. This close range pressure string could. Oh, went for a 6 heavy against the 2K from that range. Fari, you absolute monster, just dashing forward with Faust's dash speed nonetheless. Has to. Oh, okay, so the little guy still activates, trying to go for the OTG. Reversal super does not pay off. TayKay is alive. Lots of stuff happening there. It's the craziest thing when you like see 10 different things happen in the span of like 2 seconds, and you're trying to comprehend all of it. There's like uncharacteristically large amount of things happening at once as well when you have, you know, Faust on screen and Faust items. Lots of different variables to consider. Not just your opponent's state or your own pressure, but also like what is the status of their items, what is the timer left on their items, stuff like that. Oh, back throw didn't kill because there was a donut. Was there? I completely missed that. Holy shit. Right, perfect trajectory, able to completely avoid the 6 heavy hitbox. We do have an extended hurt box here. TayKay smartly playing the backdash game, avoiding the active range of that jump D. The syringe is one of the more common ways that you try to convert out of the, or rather try to take advantage of the afro. Because it not only reaches really far, but it reaches really deep, but also lights up the afro, generating a ticking time bomb. And you definitely have those in Faust's kit. Speaking of a time bomb, here's another one. Somehow evading it. Is he not gonna? Oh my! Are you freaking kidding me, TayKay? Just dancing around the little guy. It did change its patrol trajectory twice as well. Yet TayKay is like, nah, it's aight. It's aight. But from another hammer into the cash out super, gonna break the wall here. And let's see the resources. Decent amount for Fari, but also almost full for TayKay. TayKay knows we have to break the momentum here, lest the opponent is gonna build so much meter that it's just game over. A shot from full screen. Oh no! Oh no! I think so. I think Fari was in a situation where there was no mixing up from that. I think it was the blue RC high-low mix-up that TayKay was trying to play, but unfortunately fired up the YRC. I think if you it's a fair reaction to a certain degree. If you see the Happy Chaos player going for the blue RC mix-up to YRC immediately, so you don't have to take it. But unfortunately, Fari was caught airborne that time. So the YRC, especially since the airborne YRCs got sort of tuned so that they're more dangerous nowadays. Getting absolutely punished there. Speaking of getting punished, not getting punished from the mix. Was that from like a perfect angle, perfect distance to make it safe? Afro is looming there, unpicked by either player. Refresh on the curse. There we go. So what curse does, it doesn't make the reticle again. Speaking of the YRC, I think that's the kind of situation that used to be. Oh no, wait. Okay, yeah. Never mind. There's just so much stuff going on. I'm going crazy. And so are these players. TayKay on set point was down like what? 3 rounds there, fumbling on the gun. We run out of concentration, still going inwards. Picking up the trumpet, trying to defuse all of these incoming obstacles. However, one of those was Meteor. Get mixed from left to right. And now, you block on the overhead? Or was that low? I blinked and I missed it. Another trumpet. Fari. Oh, despite the burst, the point of the burst for Fari was here to pick up the trumpet, to go for... Wait, the explosion? Deus Ex Machina blocked? Okay, but it's safe. It's safe full screen. Goes past on concentration front. We got the hit. We can't finish it though. We can. TayKay comes back from... I was about to say, I guess overwhelming odds. He was down like, what, 3 games? It was 4-6 at one point. And then the comeback. Team Freedom has triumphed over Finland today. Wait, do we even have any Finland wins here? At the very least, we're gonna have one at the end of the event, because we're gonna have a Finland mirror match in the slot number 6. Oh boy. Another 6-7 though. Wow. You guys ain't holding back today, huh? Down to the wire every single time. What do we got next? Scarlet versus ArpOxx. Slightly different kind of long-range gameplay here compared to the Happy Chaoses that we've had so far. Testament, though, I guess not as... what's a good word? Not as immediate of a threat that you have to respond, but definitely has more staying power in the pressure compared to Happy Chaos. As we're waiting for our current players, I should probably check and see what the verdict was on the match. Like if it was actually like playable in terms of connection. I mean, I didn't see too many... I didn't see a lot of grumbling from the players, so it must have been like okay-ish at least. That's kind of cool. Unless the IRS is asking. It's going kind of nutty. So we've played 4 games so far. All of them have gone down to the wire. Only 6-7s today. 2 more matchups left. Which next one is gonna be... Well, it has the... In terms of like the character roles here, you have the zoner pressurer. Pressurer? Is that a word? Zoner pressure character. And then you have the... You know, your go-to low range, fast-paced mobility rushdown in the form of Giovanna. So generally in this matchup, a lot of dash blocking required. Especially since, you know, there's a lot of dashing coming in from Giovanna to begin with. Like, there's no way you can avoid dashing as this character. This character has like some of the best dash in the game, able to transfer momentum into her normals. But of course, that feature of Giovanna's kit is highly contested by the Grave Reaper, the ground-hugging fireball that basically prevents any sort of gaming on the ground as long as you're not close to Testament. I mean, Grave Reaper is minus on block if you manage to get close enough, but very hard to challenge afterwards. Alright, Spiral Arrow into lots of plus frames. However, the challenge here from Scarlet immediately. We're here to play. We're not here to be scared. And using the 6P of the gods. Attacking ArpOxx out of the instant air dash. Holding down the 4th. There is a Succubus marker still. We're going for a hard bait. Instead, ArpOxx chooses violence. Reversal super. FRC backwards. Maybe missed the special input there of Sword. The momentum good. We could go for a comeback here though. Giovanna, when you have the prey in the corner, the wolf does howl and strike pretty fast. Not this time around though. Ooh, the 2 heavy vacuum into frame trap up fireball, that classic. Ooh, teleporting behind into a hit. 2K starter though, so can't get anything like super relevant. Faking the empowered super, I think, because the empowered the empowered special here. I mean the go to. Oh, before we do anything else, let me flip this back to rematch. So. What was I saying? Oh yeah, the RPS there. So you could see ArpOxx going for the Shavi, the command dash here from Giovanna, which does empower your special moves. The usual play is to go for like an empowered spiral arrow for a shit ton of plus frames. But I think because ArpOxx saw the 50 meter on Scarlet and thought that they could react with a reversal super as they see the Shavi. That's why ArpOxx chose to bait there instead. It's a very, very common RPS that you heard. Ooh, but look at that distance of that dog. The long dog. You've seen the long cat. Now get ready for the long dog. Instead of teleporting this time around, just goes for a really delayed low arbiter sign. Waiting for the burst. That is a very common burst point that ArpOxx just chose to not take. What a layer there. And in fact, ArpOxx not only did not have to burst out, but was able to save the burst for the next round, still holding on to that burst. I mean, we could, of course, how much does Giovanna use Wild Assault? Not that much compared to many other characters, right? Oh, DP them out of the sky. Here we go. Perfect. That was absolute perfect dominance. That game for ArpOxx. Wow, it just looked like a completely different game. Right there on the round start, Scarlet disengages, sending a couple of projectiles. That is kind of the name of the game. On this character Testament, you have to fire one of your Grave Reapers, usually the S-Fireball, or I mean, you can fire either one from airborne position as well, to put the Succubus marker in a favorable place, and then try to find the curse like so. Oh, but then, if your opponent is daring enough, they might engage you. Players going for the throw, salting in a tech. Yeah, plus frames there. That's what was actually a punish on the tap dust. Players once again disengaging, and look at the range of the far slash from Testament. Certainly a button that what it has in range, it lacks in convertibility. Usually cannot convert into much, even with a counter hit, unless you have the curse applied. But on the other hand, because some of the most economic far range pokes to convert, if you do have a Stame State applied on the opponent. So, trade-offs. Advantages, disadvantages. Fighting games, baby. Ooh, the turbo boost. Shavi into Updog. Oh, the far slash is active so long. Because Scarlet chose to possession in place. And manifesting straight into the active frames of Giovanna's. A lot of far slashes like wouldn't be that active at all. So was it, if it was against like just about any other character, that teleport on place, the momentary disappearance would have actually worked out, I think. Right, guard crush into more guard crush. Reaction check in its core, of course. But if your opponent is worried about something else, if they are, as we call in the industry, a mental stacked, or if they're doing something else at the moment, they might get caught by the spiral arrow. No cancel the 5 heavy. Scarlet pushes her luck out of the corner into the pressure point. Ooh, nice interception. The Succubus marker is still in there from the soft knockdown. That is so great. So great sequencing. Instead of just throwing another OTG Reaper, realize that we had a marker there already, so we can just go for the curse immediately. Oh, the far slash with too much dash momentum, skipping to the wrong side. Trying to RPS here. Yeah, there in that kind of situations, the opponent could try to RPS out of the marker and jump. Against which a lot of Testament players love to do the neutral crow instead. Hold the button and make it not home in on the marker instead. Possession isn't available here. Oh, that was so cool. I was like, as soon as I saw Scarlet jump, it's like, it's gonna be the possession, isn't it? out of the corner, and not only that, disabling the curse. Good instant air dash. However, no conversion from the instant air dash. Tried to convert into a throw instead. Cursed day though, we're gonna get another disconnection. But that is 3 points for Scarlet so far. Let's see if let's see what we're gonna do here. To sort of whatchamacallit, to reiterate how we usually play this around, the players can play it out if the spectator DC happens, or they can sandbag out of the lobby, which is kind of looking like the case is gonna be here. Either this is a super dominant round for Scarlet, or we're just sandbagging. I think it's well, we're gonna find out in the next round for sure. There is no way 2 perfect rounds could occur twice in a row, right? Yeah, I think that's how the cookie is gonna crumble. Luckily for us. Oh, is the cookie a fortune cookie? Fortunately crumbling in this direction, so that we are not gonna lose any footage. You know, sometimes the analogies and the sort of wordplay I use is extremely non-fluent. It's funny when I catch myself making like a completely nonsensical allegories or you know, wordplays. Anyway, back into it. 3-1 for Scarlet at the moment.
Duel 1. Let's rock.
Let's see what ArpOxx might be able to do for Team France here. I think the sole representative of Team France tonight. Ooh, goes for the hard bait. ArpOxx not biting yet. Instead goes for the YRC. I think it's a very common kind of thing that happens if your opponent is watching at like what you're doing. After one burst bait, you're probably just gonna hold onto your burst until a guaranteed burst point manifests. It's a huge choice that if they committed into the burst bait, they might commit to it again! And the down dog from the skies! Outplayed by the possession, but then the balancing act, teleporting in place and getting caught by ArpOxx's air-to-air snipe. Guiding with the fireball, sending the neutral crow again. That's a nice reaction there. I think the most common, like to have as much reaction time as possible, you usually want to react to the incoming spiral arrow from Geo with a 6P, because you can absolutely go under it. In those cases, your startup of your counter poke would be the startup of your low profiling frames. Got the throw, and it's gonna go in the bag. ArpOxx. Hanging in there for now. Ooh, oh yeah, because the spiral arrow also has like projectile deleting qualities. So not necessarily completely boned if you spiral arrow into an incoming one. Boned. Dog. Speaking of the dogs, up dog into the corner we go. Both plays with the 50. Scarlet taking a really nice gamble here on the last cancel. Usually, like when you try to frame trap into the up dog, there usually is gonna be a little bit of a gap. See, oh, but too far. There was a too big of a gap there in terms of distance, and the YRC completely nullified. Oh, Scarlet tried to play the the finishing gimmick that she likes so much. But unfortunately, playing it from a distance that is a little bit too dangerous. Missing with both of the arbiters. I think it was a fake low arbiter into the high arbiter, or was it the other way around? Either way, ArpOxx was already transitioned into offense. Again, punish there on the tap 5D if you don't have 50. Oh, the FRC, that's kind of cool. When you go into something that has, you know, that is usually guaranteed punishable at that range, and then at the very last moment, you FRC into a button, like a low. Oh no! ArpOxx hopping onto the other side, blocking correctly, seeing that there is no choice but to unleash the burst in the sky. That was what we call in the industry fireworks. But the fireworks had to happen. You had to celebrate it. You have to celebrate your own death. If you don't, you're just gonna go down. You're gonna fall down and you're gonna get comboed. And it's gonna be over. Point situation has been equalized once again. ArpOxx powering through with the what? What is that interaction? Low profiling Testament 2K against the Spiral Arrow. Okay, never seen that one before. God, I love Guilty Gear and learning new things. Yeah, this time from high into low after a couple of throw attempts. I love that sequencing. There's something beautiful about, like, if you understand certain components of human psyche and human psychology, there is a certain kind of like rhyme and reason and beauty in the order with which you play some of your RPS options at high level. And that was kind of one of those moments. But speaking of those moments, we got a shimmy into a throw and then trying to catch the backdash, or rather the backdash was what Scarlet chose that time in order to beat both the potential throw and the strike, but alas, the active frames were too much. Oh, still was able to get the 6P out there even after whiffing. That 6P is certified good. Last frames from the up fireball, trying to disengage. Unfortunately, I think the teleport in place puts you in a downward trajectory that you can't really avoid, and then a counter hit state as well. Sees the incoming 2S, so aborts his pressure sequence. ArpOxx get thrown into safe jump. Yep, smart stuff, because ArpOxx has a reversal dog here. Send the girls, time to party! Through the wall with a funny little party color as well. That's gonna explode in the modern patches if the throw goes through. That's a new combination. Strike and a throw at the same time. A stro. Have you guys played the new stro meta in Guilty Gear Strive? Did you know that Guilty Gear Strive is a stro kind of game? Did you know that every stro that you don't take, you also lose? Or they don't land? Popping the curse here. However, there's too much of a gap here. ArpOxx RPSing out with the jump. Oh, okay, we got the curse on. The mini RC there from the pop. Playing the possession RPS once again. This time possessing from a very safe distance. ArpOxx, like, if you want to call out the manifestation of Testament at the sort of arrival point of the succubus marker, you would have to camp that marker, right? Which kind of allowed Scarlet to be safe on the stationary teleport. Can't do anything. Oh my goodness! Caught them with the counter hit on the way down. Oh, and a shimmy as well. A little bit of a shenanigan here. With the, I think I saw a spiral arrow, backdash into shimmy, into big punish, and now what are we gonna end it up with? Backdash BRC overhead. Scarlet has a burst option, but probably the worst thing that you could do here is the burst. ArpOxx though probably has to burst if he wants to play it safe. I mean, you could still maybe tank that combo, but if you respect your opponent and think that they have really good offense, then you might want to burst sooner or later. To the other side, Scarlet absolutely had to PRC that. She would have come down into a guaranteed punish otherwise, but now opponent had to use burst. We were holding on to ours smartly. Great dash forward under the air fireball. And powering through with the spiral arrow as well. There we go with the punish. This time the 2D does reach. Oh, there it is again. The frame kill, the bait, the master bait, the absolute down dog missing on the instant air dash. We got what? 2K connecting on Giovanna's 6 heavy. Doesn't her 6 heavy put her airborne? Ooh, the challenge on the stagger string. Scarlet knew that there was no commitment to the frame trap that time. And we throw. And oh, we increase our buffer as well. 5-3. Sorry, 5-3. Excuse me my bad pronunciation and my accent.
So instead of reflecting on themselves,
Definitely not 5-3 points.
duel 1.
Well, let's see if the rest of the set is gonna be free for Scarlet though. Forced to press the burst very early into this round here. Interruption to the other side. Ooh, that was a... Wait, that picks up? Does that just natively pick up nowadays? Or is that some sort of a special hit? Gash out through the wall. Scarlet has 50. But of course, one of the better uses of the 50 meter is to hold on to it and not use it. AKA exploit the expectations of the opponent. The threat of it, not necessarily the application of it. Said somebody, I think it was Sun Tzu. Ooh, got them with a pop. Wait, did a bad position into it! That was a really cool pickup. That didn't do much, but oh my god, if you've played Testament, you would be pogging out of your mind here. Usually conversions like that will just go unconverted for the most part. A little bit of possession RPS again. 6P to the completely wrong direction. ArpOxx, no mercy. We're gonna convert. Half of your life gone. Then what? Frame trap into the up dog this time. No supers on the horizon. Although Scarlet has an option to 100 meter PRC. Where are we kicking? Where are we kicking? We're taking the burst as well on the way out. I'll get me code. It's in the bag. Maybe. The very delayed dog. That was the doggest of the dogs. Now chasing as a bloodhound, charging the projectile, producing a little bit more better situation than just throwing the S fireball like that. This is the pickup. It's okay. We're still in a danger. We're still in a flow position. The crow manifests, hits, curses, and then the strike hits it home for Scarlet. Arriving at 6, looking like there is no breaking Scarlet's momentum. Can we? Should we? Would we? Is it feasible? Are we allowed to?
Mankind knew that they cannot change.
All of these questions and even more are going to be answered if you stick around for at least next couple of games. Could be over after this one though if Scarlet plays it perfectly. Starting with a 2S, one of the safest pokes from the round start if you want to press buttons immediately. Or not necessarily the safest, but definitely one of the fastest. Forcing once again a little bit of the teleport RPS here into close slash. However, what happened to the combo? Yep, reaction 6P. We do that in Wild Wild West and some other places as well. Oh my god, sends the haymaker. Unsure if that was as a reaction to ArpOxx going airborne or if that was just, you know, something that was meant to happen. Something that Scarlet wanted to flow into. He does have a massive hitbox though. No reaction this time on the spiral arrow. Of course, it gets a little bit harder to react to when you are completely face-to-face with the opponent. It's a little bit too intimate there. Don't want to react too fast. Like so. The shovey makes it a little bit more easier to interact with, though, or rather to react to, though. Oh, misses the crow. Still gets a jumpy interception. Teleports out of there. However, Teletubbies into the corner. Lag, burst, bait. Oh my goodness. Scarlet, you're playing out of your mind until you miss the 6 heavy. It's okay. We can still get it, says ArpOxx. Scarlet bursts and gets the low arbiter. Holy mother fricker. What? A lot of stuff happening. And I can't keep up. My heart can't handle it. Scarlet takes it 7-3, but at least it wasn't 6-7. Because I am tired of that meme. I'm too old for these 6-7s. All right, one more to go then. Which is gonna be that fabled Finland versus Finland face-off. But as it happens, Sane, I think Sane. I'm not sure if we even have Sane in the Finnish fighting game Discord at the moment. A Finnish fighting game player spawning out of nowhere. But of course, a welcome addition to the crew. Johnny versus Kai is the name of the game this time around. So the king of fundamentals, Kai Kesk himself, against the... can I say that? I'm not actually gonna say that. I don't want to incur the wrath of all Johnny players who who live in a fantasy world where Johnny is the coolest dude ever. I mean, he's okay. It's kind of cool. It's kind of cool-ish. But yeah, the absolute fundamentals that should probably be unleashed here, if the players want to play footsies, of course. There are many different ways that you could, you know, play matchups like these, where you have two characters with extremely good pokes, their own strong and weak ranges. It's just gonna have to see what happens here. The fact of the matter is, though, even if there were theoretically characters that can outrange Kai, which, again, when you're playing footsies, it's not that simple. You whiff something, especially if that something starts with a heavy on Johnny's side. That is a potential whiff punish, and that is a potential round loss right there. Especially if our best friend Red Wild Assault is concerned. But yeah, what was I saying? Yeah, so even if you technically have less range than your opponent, you are a fireball character, and the very least you can always go airborne and throw some plasma. So technically, never possible to zone out the king. With a connection of Japan to Europe. Hey, technically, if you have perfectly optimized routing, you could have what, 150 ms connection between Finland and Japan. Although it's kind of a rare thing to happen unless you use like auxiliary programs. I mean, heck, we had Finland to Texas just now, a couple of matches ago. Surely Finland to Finland can't be that bad, right? No matter what kind of connection you're rocking with.
Mankind knew that they cannot change society. So instead of reflecting on themselves, they blamed the beasts. Heaven or hell.
You are now rocking with Happy King and Bamboo Stick. Whatever it is that Johnny has in there. Both of these characters surprising. Like, this is Guilty Gear Strive, so a lot of characters are gonna be fairly explosive. And Kai should, like, Kai's firepower should never be underestimated, especially after the addition of Wild Assault. Ooh, utilizing the new goodies. Stun Dipper on an electrified opponent now gives a hard knockdown. Yep, like so, which allows you to set up exactly that. That's perfect stuff, Ren. Thank you so much for showcasing all the patch changes that I wanted to talk about. Can definitely now set up the heavy fireball Oki from electrified Stun Dipper. So are we buffering DP or are we celebrating? I'm sure, but the DP did went through. Into deal as long as has the respect here. It's a big value fireball. Don't have to deal the card that is left behind, or is it? Wait, that didn't get sliced. No slice and dice, no turn up. Try it again. There we go. This time does hit it, misses the combo. Ren still has one more opportunity to play. Tries to go for a backdash shimmy, it looked like. However, Sane not dissuaded, cannot negotiate us to not play in this situation, is the response. Big 5D conversion, you're gonna get usually half of your opponent's life and a positive bonus and a hard-ish kind of knockdown, if you do manage to get that. Burst into the corner, good timing here. However, Sane with the forward step, out of there. Straight into slicing cards and breaking guards. Oh, does that rhyme? Finally! We've been waiting for 5 matches on Bounty Hunters and finally finding a rhyme. Feels good, doesn't it? Subverting the expectations, going for the back jump, defensive posture, and then air dash in as the opponent is expecting that there would be maybe another backward jump. Sending the DP right at the round start. Sane actually had a pretty good punish there. Surprisingly good counter hit, so we picked that up even without external tools. Send the lightning and the plasma at the opponent's direction. Set it again. Ooh, it feels like Xrd. Welcome back, Kai, from Xrd and XX and all the other versions where you used to set up your Oki all the time with the heavy fireball. Wow, the direct lane ended up whiffing. RC here, just to be sure that we're safe. Oh, going for the charge again. And this could be very close to a kill. Johnny does have some EHP to work with though. And if we don't drop, never dropping combos, of course.
Duel 1. Let's rock.
Ooh, with the stagger string. Finds an opportunity, and again, that's a hard knockdown once again. Go for the heavy fireball and set it up. Or follow it up. Follow it up with a fully charged 5D. Oh, that's punish though. Yeah, gets a pretty heavy button in there as well. Go for it again. Oh no, wait, how did that uncombo though? There we go, nice coast to coast. Coasting back and forth. Got them with the frame trap. Those frame traps into Stun Dipper are quite dangerous though. Extremely minus S button, as we've seen that Sane has been punishing it with. Speaking of things that are punishable, Mistfire from close distance. Activation. Let's see what we can do. Oh, guessing that Ren would press a button here straight through the wall. And now guessing for... I kind of had to go for the DP. And then DP's on Oki as well. Basically betting that Sane was going to wake up with... What's my name, maybe? It feels so good that Stun Dipper is finally comboing. We've been waiting for like, what, 20 something? How long? More than 26 years. And finally, we got Stun Dipper comboing into itself. Unconditionally. You still need to land a hit though. Ooh, that's a good hit. Unless... maybe the angle wasn't too good. Usually the flip kick on airborne opponents, pretty good starter. Yeah, like that! Oh, but again, can't quite pick it up. Maybe distance is the issue? But you know what isn't an issue? The opponent's burst after this one. And we can go into the flip once again. Chip damage territory. And Ren smartly takes air and throws some extra plasma. It's like, if you want to throw a safe fireball against characters that can reach really far away on the ground, I think the airborne fireball is the best option. Of course, in a situation like that, when you're... Yeah, I guess in a situation like that, after throwing one fireball, you're going to be quite minus. And Mistfire can cut through fireballs as well, so there's double the risk. Just disengaging from the minus 15 or plus 15 if you are the Kai here. Is this close enough? Does it recover? Oh, but Sane had the counterplay. The Kisk family does have the RTL prospects. Sin can do this as well, so if you don't have the meter and try to space your Mistfire from too close by, or from a too close by distance, RTL can definitely take care of it. Now looking for potentially one more combo, drops it. Chip kill is an opportunity as well, delays the Mistfire and finds the frame trap. Is it only 2-0? It feels like we've been playing chess here. Maybe it's just the structure of time has changed. After all of those 6-7s, as we say in Finland. Ajan rakenne on muuttunut. Fuck that. Ooh, cut them back dashing. And the guard crush, throw it again. We'll throw it a little bit further. Ren choosing to respect for now, but if you respect Johnny too much, they're gonna deal you all sorts of nasty cards. And then you're gonna be your guard wide open. Right, smart block from the instant air dash. Could have a burst here. Oh, okay, so Sane chooses to still play this. I think respectable choice, for we have 100 tension. Not using that 100 tension would be kind of tragic. Can we use that tension? Do we use that tension? Oh, this has a hitbox. This might actually anti-air. This does anti-air. Holy shit. I've never seen an anti-air Dragon install activation. Never thought that in my 20-something years Guilty Gear journey I would see an anti-air Dragon install. But to be fair, it hasn't been in the franchise for that long either. Safely blocking against this Joker trick. A little bit too much momentum and juggle there to the other side. We're ping-ponging back and forth. What's the next move? Fully charged 5D? Ooh, no time for that. For Sane is working with a successful combo and doesn't drop him this time around. Full burst bar as we are heading into last round here. Big opportunity to build more momentum for Sane. Ooh, gold burst. Finding a lot of tension. What we're gonna use that for? There's always fully charged 5D into RC if it gets blocked. Oh, this might actually hit because we are... Oh, never mind. I thought that was an instant air dash, but that was just a back jump. We are completely okay from close slash to the left corner to missing that too heavy. We're punished by Dragon Install. What is this sequence? Am I dreaming? Am I in La La Land? Deflect Shield does put a little bit of, not just a little bit, but a lot of distance between the players. Flip Kick can't go online, even if it's Dragon Install empowered. I'm not even sure if Flip Kick gets any sort of extra properties. Setting up the fully charged 5D with a heavy projectile. Sane has seen that before though. We've already seen all of those tricks. We're gonna stand up. Presses far slash too slow. 9 frame ain't good enough for Sacred Edge. And that puts Ren on the board as well.
Duel 1. Let's rock.
Okay, going in with the anime dash. All Kai players want that one thing. I mean, Kai players want a lot of things, I think. A lot of different things that this king wants to see. But what we are seeing... Oh, working an anti-air super fireball. Fair thing. Oh, that's very punishable. However, minus 15 feels like 0. Truly, when you lack, like when you don't put any kind of hit stop on your move. That's what Mistfinder is. Right, backstepping out of the ever so dangerous fully charged red flash. Probably one of the most damaging tactical nukes in Ren's kit potentially. Sending the Mistfinder, sending the card. Smart move by Ren. Fight forward. Don't stand in the wind and take the turn up. Nice interception there. Doesn't let Sane get away out of the corner for free. Always intercept on the landing if you can. Mistfinder frame trap. Can't find its mark just yet. Pouncing out of the corner with the slide. I went for a far slash, I think I saw there with my frame goggles. Not good enough for the anti-air this time around. Trading pressure strings back and forth. Can we get a J? Yes, indeed. Is it gonna kill though? Is a completely different kind of argument. The answer is no, not this time around. Could wake up with a DP or a super, or go for a DP on your own wake up. The FD though, Sane, making the 2P dire eclate whiff into a whiff punish. Am I dreaming? Am I seeing some good ass defensive gameplay?
Duel 1. Let's rock.
I mean, that's the evergreen evergreen classic. Push block the opponent away and be ready to whiff punish as they are missing the last button of their string. Right, able to cancel out of the Mistfinder stance just in time to block the Sacred Edge. And then the oldest answer of fighting game history. What do you do about a fireball? Jump over. Here comes RTL. Sane is blocking. And we have a close slash punish as well. A lot of people actually don't know that you have enough frame advantage to jump over the opponent to the other side and then close slash against RTL. Because the RTL pushes you into the corner, so you might wanna take a corner position if you're a fan of corner combos, of course. Don't need to though. Close slash is a good starter anyway. Nice interception, baits the burst. Good patience on Sane's side. And Senga double it up. Massive damage, one of the most damaging special moves in the game, actually. I mean, I'm not sure if any more after the nerfs, but still a decent kind of ender. Oh, waiting for a reversal there, maybe. I mean, you can in the current patch YRC against Guard Crush, so you actually do have to have a little bit of an... you do have to have an extra layer nowadays if your opponent has 50, so that actually makes sense. I'm still living in the past. The era of absolute Guard Crush dominance. And even if Guard Crush is still a very dominant feature in Guilty Gear Strive, at least with the meager investment of 50 meter, you can say no and sort of change the nature of the RPS. The very delayed downwards misfire and finds another frame trap here with the 2 heavy. Sane starting to hit those timings. Right, breaking the wall without the use of super here, saving it for the next screen. Could be a worthwhile investment. We'll see. Shield does push Sane quite far away into the corner. I was about to say, it's kind of like, it's uninterruptible, right? If you charge your 5D fully during the 5 heavy. But the downside is that there is a tell. If you've done it before, the opponent could potentially, feasibly, maybe even realistically, my goodness, the slice. If that didn't kill Ren, that would have been a very dangerous prospect. You would have traded into straight into that full damage of the super. Oh, can we do it again? No, this time going for a throw instead. Alright, this is gonna sink in. Taking Sane all the way to the right corner. I like that sequence, the jump D into grounded lows. Ren needs one more hit. And the micro dash far slash is what's gonna deliver it as well. The potential of that far slash has improved greatly upon the years that Guilty Gear Strive has endured. Started out as a rather unassuming far slash and has developed into one of the best ones in the game. And rightfully so. If the king doesn't have his far slash, then what does he have? I mean, one thing that he has is RTL out of the corner, full coast to coast. And a slide that combos into itself finally, like so. Can't prevent Sane jumping on the corner this time. Ren goes for it herself. And then set up the blast frames of the king. Lots and lots of them. Playing the 5K, the standing low this time to, I assume, to, you know, as a counterpart to the 5Ds that have been played before, but Sane not faced about those Oki setups at all. Just waiting for his turn, waiting for an opportunity to return back to neutral, and the neutral has been working out pretty well. Oh, the 2S round start caught the flip kick there. Diabolical, if you ask me. Oh, great air throw. Lots of plus frames. Throw the heavy plasma. Nice recognition that you can actually backdash from the turn up there. I would have been scared out of my mind that the turn up hitbox is actually still gonna chase me. Alright, got the punish, but not the commitment. I mean, even if you get that far slash punish on the Mistfinder, like, what are you gonna combo into? You have to, I guess, trust that it would combo into like a stun dipper, right? It's pretty much what you have. Ooh, the whip punish, however, a little bit too far to convert. Converting that counter hit though. Oh, never mind, spoke too soon. Joker trick will just barely miss. We are on a wait. When did Sane get a positive bonus? Was it one of those cases where you got a positive bonus for using your supers because you were on the warpath for such a long time? Ren waiting for her turn to pounce out of the corner. Set Plasma, you know the deal. 5K a little bit too late, allowing Sane to jump out of the pressure. Keep the corner though. Unless the opponent gets the instant air dash off. Both players trying to find... Ooh! The air dash into throw has been occurring a couple of times already. Ren is ready for that. Try to maybe... I assume the idea was that the bar slash would have turned into a close slash here to get a better anti-air, but alas. Did we slice it? Did we dice it? Yes, indeed. I thought I saw Sane going into the Mistfinder stance. Another great air throw. Ground him, King. Ooh, that's a big hit. Turning into a side switch. No matter, we take it. Oh my god. Ren just had these... has all of these trajectories locked in. Starting with the throw. Okay, we're cashing out. Although Sane doesn't want to get cashed out. However, again, the air throw. And again! Stop air dashing at me, says Ren. One hit away from taking this one. Can we get there, though? Sacred Edge, yes, indeed. Calls out the bluff. And puts another very important point on the board. If we are still gonna make this comeback, these points have to happen right here, right now. And hopefully not after Sane gets another point. Because fighting out of 6, or rather fighting out of a situation where your opponent has 6 points on you and you don't have too many, that is not only stressful, but extremely unlikely that you're gonna make that happen. Not impossible though. Live your wildest dreams is kind of the sage wisdom. Right, into TayKay Mistfinder, however, drifts backwards. I wonder if that was a... Can you still convert that? And a snipe, instant airless jump K. Starting the round, both players with a lot of burst resources. Pushing towards the corner, it is the Mistfinder, the low Mistfinder frame trap once again. One of Sane's kind of signature tools. Right, we got the juice coming in from the gold burst. Able to build around 75 for Ren. Ah, the Stand Dipper, just a critical miss. We go with the snipe once again. The instant air dashes, they are extremely lucrative way to skip the neutral and get in on the opponent, especially if you are reading a fireball throw, be it the heavy one or the S1. Doesn't matter, usually if you are air dashing at the opponent, there is nothing they can do anymore. Except if you're too far away, like in that situation. But I mean, hey, spacing is the spice of fighting games. With the stagger 5K, the standing low pressure, and breaking the wall with the big cash out. Ren starting with a decent round. We're starting the round decently, rather. Gotta table some turns. As does Ren here, sending the YRC, building a little bit of real estate. That Sane is able to immediately flip around with the instant air dash into more pressure. Into Ensenga. Sending super could be an option here, but Sane, I think Sane is not the kind of Johnny to jump in on the tension expenditure. We can block just naturally, organically, and play it like gentlemen do. Sending a lot of these pokes from downtown. Lots of reach, and some of them even move Johnny forward, such as the 6K there. Deflect shield. Ooh, I kind of like that. Forcing Sane to play exactly from the corner now. trying to rush forward. However, the nerfed efficacy of that forward dash of Johnny's can only do you so much nowadays. Yo, Fireball RC? Not the Fireball YRC that we saw in the good old olden days of Exerd. Get Sane break out of this one. We have a lot of tension, but can we use it for anything? Last march of your life bar. Goes for the misfire again. Go burst. Even if you win this round, it's gonna be tough because it's not gonna come back. And in fact, you might not have any sort of opportunity. Is that plus? I think that's plus. Still alive somewhat. But he's still Sane's set point, sending the upwards misfire. That was a great reaction. And then the 6K to ground the opponent once again. Instant air dash is the go-to tool that we've been using. Instant air dash jump K to cover for the incoming forward dash. 6P, don't you try to high profile poke at me. But we do, we keep at it. Because what is Johnny gonna do? Some of the best stuff is high reaching upward, what do we call it? High profile pokes? I guess that's not technically it, what I mean, but like very high hitting kind of pokes. That's a better assessment of it. Are we working with the last one? Misses the finisher. Ren is out of there. Ren is living her best life until she was not. Sane once again holding onto the FD, waiting for the turn, and then far slashing. Able to take the last set of the evening, 7-2. Hey, Finland at least got one. Anyway, a lot of talk about Finland tonight, but you, my favorite, my dear international viewers, can also participate in this kind of endeavor, especially if you are from the Europe side. Although sometimes we're able to fit even American participants into our roster, as we did tonight. So don't let your distance disabilities be disencouragement, for we might be able to find a match for you in further iterations of Bounty Hunters in the future as well. If you want to join the fun, Discord is the best place to find the sign-up forms. And yeah, next Sunday, once again, 5 p.m. CET, is when the dance starts all over again. But for now, the Bounty Hunters production team will bid you farewell and have a good rest of your weekend. Let's see if there's anybody playing Guilty Gear Strive on Twitch still. Surprisingly decent amount of players there. Any former Bounty Hunters participants? We got Golmes actually. Let's go raid Golmes. Yeah, thank you so much for watching. We'll see you again next Sunday. Same time, same channel, same vibes, same dumbass caster. But yeah, see you then. Bye-bye.